Hey, hey, yeah, yeah.
What's the matter with me?
Come and get your love.
Oh shoot, I better put my headphones in.
All right. Starting screen should be live on everything. Okay. Down.
Oh, this is not the right time.
Let's go.
It's Stone Cold, baby. What's up? What are we looking at? What do we got going on? What's this?
Oh shoot, hold on, buddy. We about to have Pizzo and Bevins as our guests of honor.
And that's a lot of black people.
Yeah, we'll have to get you in on the next one or one of these next ones. I didn't even know you was available.
What's the category?
It's gonna be
Just
a bunch of them.
news. Yeah, because you can,
Okay,
you can
I'll
watch
mute
the
and shut
episode.
up and just watch. My bad.
Okay, no,
It's all good.
You put the fucking mask back on, all right?
already
Pizzo's
did.
up there.
Yeah, no, we're just getting everything ready. Tucked away. Okay.
Okay. Hey, wait, before you leave though, I'm actually glad you're here. Just wait 1 second. All right.
Life's a game with no
Before you're here, can you donate to the cause type if you got any money?
In the grind, we don't count the loss.
The broken and the bold. We rise from the cold. Chasing dreams untold. Yeah, the story unfolds. And through the pixels and pain, we're breaking the mold.
Yeah, let me reverse
Mental
this.
strength in the veins. Hearts
Come
brave and
back
gold.
here.
Ay, button mash the fears.
There we
Let
go.
the courage appear. Level up from the tears.
Let's
Turn the
pop
struggle
it
to
out.
cheers. Low
Show
screens of
ninjas.
doubt, but the mission is clear. We're the players of life.
All
Every
right.
move sincere.
Soulful beats and the truth we unfold. Conversations deep, breaking chains of old. Mental health's the quest, it's the treasure we hold. Written love combined with the broken and bold. The broken and the bold. We rise from the cold.
There we
Chasing
go.
dreams untold. Yeah, the story unfolds. And through the pixels and pain, we're breaking the mold. Mental strength in the veins. Hearts brave and gold.
Joystick in the dark, but we're finding the light. Every dialogue sparks, we're igniting the fight. Game over, nah, it's the start of the climb. Through the struggles and strife, we redefine the grind. Pedal, 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 the broken and the bold. We rise from the cold.
It doesn't like it.
Chasing dreams
Okay.
untold. Yeah, the story unfolds.
Interesting.
Through the pixels and pain, we're breaking the mold. Mental strength
Yo,
and
G,
pain.
we ready?
Hearts brave and gold.
Yep. I had some issues with my freaking computer. It updated and but all my shit had reset.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, we're all here. We're just gonna let Pizzo in and then ready to start.
Mhm.
All right, man.
All right, G. See you in a bit. Peace.
That was Bevins, right?
Yeah. Better we know.
All right. All right, so we can drag Pizzo in here. It'd be cool.
Cool.
Life's
Tried
a game
to,
with
but I
no
don't have
reset or
perms.
pause. We're fighting battles, we're healing the scars. Controllers in hand, but the lines are lost. Through the grit and the grind, we don't
There
count
he
the
is.
loss. The broken and the
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
chasing dreams
There they
untold.
are.
Hello.
Yeah, the story unfolds.
Look at these people.
Through the pixels and pain,
All right.
we're breaking the mold. Mental strength in the veins, hearts brave and gold.
All right, so I see Madman, I see me, I see Pizzo, I see Bevins, and then we got Trained by Gods on standby. All right. So let me do this. Pop over here.
Yeah, the story unfolds. Through the pixels and pain, we're breaking the mold. Mental strength in the veins.
All right, we got our Brady Bunch squares.
Joystick in the dark, but we're finding the light. Every dialogue sparks, we're igniting the fight. Game over, nah, it's the start of the climb. Through the struggles and strife, we redefine the grind. Pedal, 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 the broken and the bold. We rise from the cold,
Okay.
chasing dreams untold. Yeah, the story unfolds. Through the pixels and pain, we're breaking the mold. Mental strength in the veins, hearts brave and gold.
All right. How's everybody feeling today?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Can't complain at all.
Right on, right on.
How y'all feeling?
Good. That's good, man. It's a Saturday. I'm doing pretty good.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just doing some behind the scenes things real fast. And then we will just jump into it. We actually have some new stuff already that we already wanted to talk about that got updated last night / this morning. And
Okay.
it's like, man, people be peopling. That's all I will say.
Some people's kids, man. Some people's kids.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. All right, I'll just do it live. It's all good. All right, let's jump into this and we'll do the duo first. The duo first. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
I just show my cam.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, take your time. Take your time.
Wait, hold on.
Oh dang, y'all want to see this ugly mug? Hold on, let me unplug.
Them's the
Hold up.
rules.
Mhm.
How about that ugly bug?
Them's the rules.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. Okay, everybody. Okay, everybody. Okay, everybody. Mr. Pain and Sorrow here with the Masked Madman. We got Bevins in. We got Pizzo in. We are excited to get into this. Before I even let them talk, I should introduce both of them with a little introduction I've put together. So I'm gonna do this by alphabet with B coming before P, and I'm gonna slowly bring them into the frame as well. But first, let me ask Bevins. When I was doing some research on you, yeah, first and last name and whatnot popped up, but I ain't trying to dox nobody. Do you want me to say how your name is here or not?
You can go ahead.
Okay. So we got Bevins 1221, also known as Brandon Evans, Twitch streamer, and he's celebrated with variety of content. He's always has this infectious positivity. He's self-described
Yeah.
as a dude who likes video games and thinks he's really funny. He has a unique blend of humor, and he's super enthusiastic with all of his streams and a super, super, super welcoming environment for all of his viewers, both new and old. His Twitch channel, you can find a bunch of different games, and he has a flair with team battle games. Notably, he has featured content where he plays Magic and Marvel Rivals most recently, and he coordinates with friends, and he has a lot of different roles he'll do and some strategies he'll throw out there with his camaraderie. Now, besides just Twitch, you could also find him on Instagram and X, aka Twitter. And he also has his own website, which is bevins1221.net. BEVANS1221.net. And you can find a bunch of his merchandise and gear, which I'll show you some of that as well as we go on. He has a commitment to community engagement, and positive vibes, and he's earned recognition, including being featured on Twitch's front page as part of the initiative celebrating Black creators. His collaborative spirit is evident in events like the MTG Commander game he co-hosted with fellow streamers that showcased his dedication to inclusiveness and entertaining content. For those seeking an uplifting and interactive streaming experience, Bevins 1221 offers a blend of humor, strategy, and community that resonates with a broad audience. How was that for an intro?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, man.
I was gonna say, did I miss
I was
anything?
Surprised me with some of the things. I said research. I was like, oh wow.
I didn't even know that about myself.
All right.
Oh.
Now let me bring you into the frame. Discord's being Discord. I'm gonna bring all y'all up. We got let me see. Super. Train, you been drinking? No, I'm just playing.
What?
In the chat.
Actually, I have.
Oh my.
Yeah. All right.
You know, it's the weekend. I ain't surprised.
Nah,
Moves a little.
I normally would, but yeah, Discord is Discording. It's not letting me bring y'all in. But while I work on that, I got Pizzo's introduction as well. Now, I did not see his name come up. However,
Don't let me. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
let me give y'all his
I found out
introduction.
by accident too.
Pizzo Plays is a dynamic content creator who seamlessly blends in his love for gaming and comics across multiple platforms, which include Twitch, YouTube, and also podcasting. On Twitch, Pizzo Plays is recognized as a comic nerd and video game reviewer, which focuses on first-person shooters, battle royales, and story-driven games. His streams are known for their positive vibes and interactive community engagement. He maintains a consistent streaming schedule, going live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays about 9:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. CST. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Hey, all right. So his podcast is actually not Pizzo Plays, but it was the PVE podcast on YouTube. So just to let you know, I was looking into this.
Pizzo versus everybody. I like that. That's funny.
This is actually is actually players versus everyone. I would never be that vain to make myself
I don't know, man. With your takes, it might as well be versus everybody.
Now he
got a point.
This expands on his content repertoire, where he hosts on YouTube and he delves into gaming discussions, reviews, and interviews, which provide deeper insights into the gaming world, comic world, and beyond. The platform allows him to connect with his audience from live streaming, comments, and other commentary and analysis that he also does. Now, we have Twitch, YouTube, and Pizzo Plays, and his active presence on various social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. He also engages with his community through Discord, where he fosters a space for fans to connect with him and discuss shared interest. If you ever want to connect with Pizzo, you can actually check out his Linktree, which I lost the link to it, but it is on there. You can look up his profile.
It's in the name.
Yeah. I can't remember if it's just linktree.pizzo plays or what, but I did have it on there. But
it got removed probably against community standards.
Wow.
Right.
It did get removed though. It did get removed.
Oh, did it? Okay.
That's crazy work.
So whether you want the live game sessions, the in-depth analysis, in-depth discussions, if you want to engage with a community with like-minded enthusiasm, Pizzo Plays is the person you should talk to, whose multifaceted experience for fans of gaming and comics alike stands above all. Okay, how'd you like your intro?
It's a W intro, man. We did more research. I forgot about my Facebook page. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't messed with that thing in I don't even know how long. But yeah, that's a W intro, man.
Yeah, I'll be working.
That's funny.
Now, for whatever reason, Discord is not allowing me to show y'all just yet, but a lot of people going to be listening to this and not watching it as much to see our pretty faces, but I'm going to be working on that in the background. I will let Maz introduce himself once again as we start episode 2, and then we'll jump into our first topic.
Okay, well, first off, everyone, welcome to the second episode of The Brave and the Bold. This is pretty much just a general podcast of the news, and we're going to have our views and probably possible rants about some of the dumbest things that happened either during the week or 20 minutes ago. You never know. But I usually started off with good trivia that happened in the gaming space of today. There really wasn't much going on, but some of the best games that came out in 2010 were Amnesia: The Dark Descent, StarCraft 2, Limbo, Black Ops, the first one, Rock Band 3, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and Metro 2033. Those were some of the games that dropped in 2010. Man, did we have a time back then?
Yeah.
So,
My
but
favorite CODs.
dude, for real, the Black Ops actually have a huge level of quality to them. Cold War was kind of iffy, but it was still a decent game.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get into some of this dumb things that happened over the week. If you just check out the screen, EA cancels the Black Panther game. So
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all heard about this absolute bogus ass decision. The game got canceled and the entire studio got shut down. So I really wish I knew the insides of how this worked and how this absolutely makes any sense, because not only so it's already bad enough that the game got canceled in the first place, but news came out that they were working on their own version of the Nemesis system that was patented by WB. So I have it open. It says the canceled EA Black Panther game had its own version of Monolith's Nemesis system. So, in the reports of Jason Schreier, who just apparently just knows everybody, he said that the way it was going to work, it would have the rivalry infrastructure. It would have been where the Marvel heroes would have fought against each other in a bid to become the supernaturally Black Panther. The player will control one of these characters, and the rest will become their adversaries. So pretty much, you're in a constant fight to be the Black Panther, because people are going to try and continuously to take your throne or to be the Black Panther. But then it goes further, and they said that while the infighting, you have to deal with the Skrulls, who will pose as if you don't know who Skrulls are, for the viewers, the Skrulls
Alien
in Marvel
shapeshifters.
world, they're shape-shifting aliens that can practically take on the personality of whoever they choose. So for them to betray you, it would have either been the Skrulls or it would have been a fellow Wakandan. They could have been presented as a friend or held grudges against the player, kind of like the Uruks in Shadow of War. If this would have worked, this would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to play a Black Panther game where people are constantly wanting to fight you to be the next Black Panther, but then also having to deal with the Skrulls at the same time. Like that is a awesome storyline. Now, if it would have worked, I don't know, but we'll never know, because they shut down the whole studio and the game is now in the dust. I don't know. I don't know. It's so stupid.
Definitely sucks. I think with like this was at least from what it sounded like, this would have been one of EA's like
Big ones.
AAA side titles, right? But the thing is with like IP, like a Marvel IP, you have to pay back Disney a certain percentage on each like copy sold, right?
Oh,
And so
100%.
Mm-hmm.
you first off, you have to pay for people to work in the studio. You got to keep the studio up and running. Then on top of that, the game, which again, if they were able to successfully do a Black Panther game where you have to decipher scrolls plus real Wakandans, the Dora Milaje, Midnight Angels, just all kinds of different factions within Wakanda itself, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing on paper, but I think it just comes down to not really being able to, like, them not seeing the monetization value of it. Like, they're thinking from a business standpoint, okay, I have to keep this studio open and then bank on this game being a success on top of people already having exposure to Black Panther with the 1943 game that's coming out, the Captain America and Black Panther game that's coming out.
Is that EA too?
No, that's not. That's Skydance, which
Skydance, that's right. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Wardy?
That's
Welcome in.
Amy Hennig, she was one of the ones that worked on
she's an OG.
Uncharted.
She's an OG.
Yeah. Uncharted.
BioWare, Mass Effects. Yeah. Okay.
So I think it was a number of things. Again, it sucks that it's not going to come to fruition, but from a business standpoint, you know, they were thinking about money first versus what the people would have wanted to see, essentially. But they said that they were going to focus on like Battlefield and The Sims and Skate, which I mean, if you're gonna focus on Skate, I'm not mad at that. But
yeah.
but yeah, no, it would have been fun. I think it would have been an enjoyable experience, man.
What you think, Beth? What you got?
I've never played the Lord of the Rings game with a Nemesis system,
Ooh,
but I've heard so much about it just because of how great of a system it is. Like I've watched people play the game, and every time they're just like, the Nemesis system is probably one of the greatest mechanics in video games, just because of fighting enemies, them coming back, and it's like, okay, yeah, I beat you once, and it's like, oh yeah, no, they have a grudge now, they're stronger,
Mhm.
and just story wise, it makes for a good story.
oh yeah.
For that to be in like a just Marvel and a Black Panther-esque type of game would have been incredible.
Oh yeah.
Agree.
You don't have access to the patent, but you're making something similar, which is like, hey, you do you, whatever you got to do to work around it. But
Mm.
introducing something new that we haven't seen in a while, the Black Panther itself, just the franchises. You said from a monetary standpoint, they were afraid to, bank on this game. If you look at the Black Panther movies, some of the best, at least the first one, was like one of the best grossing Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So I feel like you could have, it would have been a good thing to bank on, but again, who they gotta pay, who they have to, keep in charge of, and it's like thinking of the monetary standpoint, and it just reminds me of why the Static Shock TV show got canceled, because they couldn't find anyone to buy enough toys.
The toys, yeah, that was back in the day it was toys, and now it's just monetary value. Unfortunately, so it's just a different name now.
They said that's the same
which
reason for
absolutely
Young
sucks.
Justice too.
Yeah, and then they brought it back, and it's
Yeah.
it's not the same. It's
No.
not the same. Dude, I watched season 3 and I was like, oof, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't even think I fully got through season 3.
I didn't either. I didn't either.
It seemed
Yeah,
like
I don't
other
know.
people were making it because those
Yeah,
first two
Loki.
seasons was fire.
We're
Them
peak.
stakes was super
The
super
first
high.
2 seasons were amazing. King Superboy's arc was amazing.
Yeah, because there was a lot of points in there where I was like, I don't think they making it out this one. Like,
Yeah, no, they ain't making it out of the Watchtower with this one.
that mess was crazy.
It was actual
what was
stakes
it?
in the hero show.
Yeah,
Crazy, right?
what's his face when they took on
Yeah,
what's his face? Yeah, was it Wally that lost his arm? I think?
Wally.
And
No,
then
no.
Arsenal lost.
Spoilers.
Mhm.
Spoilers, by the way.
I mean,
That ain't no
at this
spoiler. That
Yes,
came
it
out
is.
It's been out
2008.
for so long.
No. I wasn't done. I was going to say spoilers, but if you haven't watched it, it's your fault.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but yeah,
anything that has a 10 years timestamp on it, not my fault. You had enough time. But yeah, now Young Justice actually had like stakes and character progression that involved a lot of damage, and it did not follow through in season 3. So it is what it is. But like, because I remember also back before they said they were going to come out with a Nemesis system with WB, they're going to do it for the Wonder Woman game, which
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
Because unless you put it in like where she's at Themyscira and she's fighting against, like we talked about this last time on the podcast, where
Mhm.
if you expand on her Greek mythology, then maybe. But it's like you kind of got to dig for that, because in order for the Nemesis system to kind of work in that game or in that aspect, the main enemy has to be Ares. You gotta have the God of War as the bad guy, and then you kind of have to. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. But with this game, it makes sense because it's a constant power struggle to be the Black Panther. Not to mention the Skrulls are trying to take over as well. So if the Skrulls end up becoming the Black Panther, it's a wrap. So that makes sense to me because there's also stakes for the quote unquote Nemesis system, or they call it the at the time what they call it. They called it the rivalry infrastructure. But yeah, so
Marvel Rivals? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Monolith didn't even know how that worked because they like I want to say maybe like a month or two ago. I think it might have been Jason Schreier. He had a little article that came out and said that one, the game is canceled, and then two, it's canceled, and it's also because like it's been reworked. Like they got maybe like
So many
halfway through
times.
production,
Yeah.
and they presented it. The suits didn't like it, and so they had to go back and try to rework everything. People in high up positions ended up like leaving the company and getting replaced and stuff like that. So it got to a point where they were
Oh,
like, you know
Lord.
what? We're just going to drop this. And
Yeah.
this is a completely different point. I just don't think that WB knows what to do with their IP.
They never do. They never have.
Between DC, I'll even include like Mortal Kombat,
Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
What the
Cartoon
f is up with
Network.
that?
Multiverses was a fumble. They fumbled
they coulda
Multiverses so
They could have
bad.
had a bag with multiverses, man. What was the reason of going off for like a year and then randomly coming back and then just being like, you know what?
A rework? I don't know. This
I
is whatever
think-
BS.
WB, was it Warner Media? They
At the time.
they need a complete change of the guard of all their leadership right now, because it turned into just chase money, and they've been blowing up all their projects except music, essentially.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
really
That's true.
Because
That's
on the TV aspect, they buy HBO, they buy Cinemax, they buy Cartoon Network, and they buy, I think it was Turner or whatever, and
Boomerang.
they try and put everything on the one platform, and now that's fumbling, and they changed the name from HBO Go to HBO, I forget what it was, to
It's
HBO Max.
And then just
To
change it to Max.
And now they want to change the name again back to HBO Max. And it's like you keep changing the name, but that's not your
Change-
problem. Like, what are you doing right now? And then on the video game aspect, like
Gosh.
they started doing really well when they bought what's it called? Whoever used to make Mortal Kombat.
NetherRealm.
Oh, Midway.
Midway
Midway
and
back in the day, yeah.
Midway and
And then
NetherRealm.
they turned them into
And-
NetherRealm.
Yeah, and it was starting out good, and then it just became like microtransaction. Throw it in the game, no matter what. We need to make more money, and they wanted to be like Fortnite, and so that's when you start seeing a little bit more variety of the guest characters coming into Mortal Kombat games. And at first, it's all cool, like it's not too bad, but then like Mortal Kombat 1. I have never seen a Mortal Kombat game die so fast than Mortal Kombat
No, it
1.
did.
Yeah.
It definitely
Yeah.
did. The
Cause
only
I'm-
reason why people cared for it was for the guest characters.
Yeah, and it's
And
like
that ain't good.
it's
That-
bad there,
that's-
and then their only really blockbuster game was like a Hogwarts Legacy that didn't have any microtransactions. It
And
sold
they learned nothing.
millions of copies. I
Yeah,
think they
they-
said they made $1 billion off of it or something
Mhm.
crazy.
Mhm.
And they was like, well, that was a fluke. We're going to copy what Suicide Squad did. And I was like, that game flopped. Like, it lost you money. Why are you doubling down on the one that lost you money? And it was like, well, because the microtransactions is a cash machine. And I'm like, no, like, make the game that made you the most money. Don't like, and it's just, I don't know. It's coming from the top down, and they just following whatever they want. These people are saying, and I'm like, eventually, it's going to hit a point. I don't know if we're reaching that already, but fans of these medias aren't going to keep buying. So, like, fans of Mortal Kombat aren't going to keep shelling out for it because they're just going to go somewhere else. The DC fans, they're going to stop buying and they're going to go somewhere else. Like, you're going to end up killing it. But that's just my opinion on it, though.
Yeah, I don't know why, because they're like you said, they're trying to turn Hogwarts, at least Hogwarts 2, into
This
a live
live
service
service.
game.
I don't
Yeah.
know what.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
the whole
Oh.
reason why the game worked in the first place was because it was compact and it was polished.
Mm-hmm.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was not polished.
No.
It was the same 6 missions
The
reskinned.
same enemy types, the same boss fights, the same everything. Shoot purple glowy thing. That's all you did.
Yeah, what's up,
No
Sosa? I see
variety
you.
in the characters, nothing.
And what, even to that same point, the last time that Rocksteady Studios was this revered studio, the whole reason why if anybody was looking forward to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was because of how polished and compact and strong the Arkham series was to that point. The Arkham
Yeah.
Asylum. I'll even throw in Origins. Origins gets a
Or-
lot of hate.
Origins
was not bad.
was good. I liked Origins.
I never understood
liked
the
it.
Origins hate.
I
Like,
didn't either.
Yeah, me either.
I think it was
great.
overdone a little bit. I understood like some of the voices seem a little off, but it's like you gotta remember it's like
But it
year
was like-
one,
It
so
was
it's
year
not
two-
gonna
yeah,
be.
it was like year 2 Christmas.
Yeah.
Year 2 Christmas.
So
Come
it's
on.
not gonna be at his prime, but like the actual gameplay to me was not bad. I still
No.
enjoyed playing the game. So a lot of that hate I don't think was fair. Now you take what they've done with all the Arkham games and you make them make Suicide Squad, and it's like this is not the same crew. I was like, this is only Rocksteady in name only. I was like, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I take that back. Mostly, like the devs, like the newer people, those were people that hadn't worked on the games, but like the higher ups that were like running and telling people what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't leave the project until like maybe a month before the game dropped. And they actually left to go start their own studio. And I think they're doing a G.I. Joe game, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, okay.
Which that's
Maybe.
that's a whole nother thing, which
I'd
it could be
play that.
good. As long as they stick to the trilogy Arkham format.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they and what's crazy is as much as I wanted to cape for them, right? The people that, I think it was like Seth and I can't remember the other guy's name. The two main honchos, the director and the writer.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I don't want to blame them, I thought it was maybe like the suits pressuring them because we just had a Suicide Squad movie do really good. Well, I say really good.
Yeah.
This it started development around.
What's
the
up,
time
42
that,
CEO?
James Gunn's
the
came out.
2016. No, 2016 one, the one with Will Smith,
Oh.
David Ayer. one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because and as much hate as it gets, right? A lot of people went to the movies and saw it for whatever reason, and so commercially, money wise, it's a success. Creative wise, directive wise, narrative wise, no, it flopped.
No.
Yeah.
But they wanted to capitalize on that, and so the people that were in charge of the direction that the Arkham series was heading, they came to the suits and said, "You know what? We have a cast of characters. They even like, I don't want to say they teased, but they had a series of other things that teased at like Deathstroke being recruited. They had an Amanda Waller. They had the characters. They never did anything with the Suicide Squad, but they definitely teased that the Suicide Squad exists in the universe. So they went ahead and said, we're going to flesh this all out. Completely dismantled. First off, I was under the impression, and I was willing to accept that there was some sort of like permanent death for Batman as a character in this universe, right? There was like a permanent end. You unearth him, and now he pops up, he's shaking Superman's hands like, oh, let's do the Justice League. What? And then on top of that, you have Harley shoot this man dead in his. You know what? The
Right in his
Green
dome.
Lantern scene with King
No, we're not
Shark,
talking.
No.
The Flash one is the worst. The Flash one is the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was.
If I was a Flash fan, no pun intended.
No pun intended. No pun intended.
But
I always find it weird when these studios have speedsters die from bullets. I always find that just super bizarre. Like, if you were faster
especially
it's always faster than a speeding bullet, really. But it's like, how are they dying this way?
even if you get hit with a bullet, Flash has a regenerative factor. Like he can literally, but anyways, I'm getting sidetracked.
He can phase through the bullets.
Mm-hmm.
He can turn back time.
Dude,
he can
for
run
real.
faster than the speed of light. What are you doing here?
Bro, every major plot in DC verse, Flash is a part of, or he's
Yeah.
the catalyst of it. Dude, one of the most popular storylines which is the Paradox.
Flashpoint.
Is
Boy, let's go.
Flashpoint Paradox is one of the best DC storylines next to Infinite. What was it the Infinite? The
Justice League Dark.
Crisis on Infinite Earth. The comic is amazing. So like when you have the catalyst of one of your best stories be the Flash, and this is how you do? No, I'm sorry, bro. Get the not to mention like you pump up the Arkhamverse as like this is like top tier heroes. Because if Batman can fight his entire rogues gallery in one night while being poisoned by the Joker serum.
Oh man.
How the fuck can you tell me that their Flash gets caught like that, or their Wonder Woman gets caught like that, or Green Lantern, or any of the heroes can just get absolutely swashed like that? Which, if you haven't finished the game, they dropped the update on the quote-unquote ending, true ending. It's literally a sketchbook. It's not a cutscene. It is a PowerPoint of. It turns out.
Spoiler alert.
Plan.
Spoiler alert.
Shut up. No, nobody gives a fuck about spoilers. No, fuck spoilers. That game is ass. You go. It comes out. Batman comes back. Everybody comes back because it turns out that they were not dead. They were copies that Brainiac made. And the only real one that was there was Wonder Woman. So you're telling me...
Oh, wait. So Wonder Woman is dead.
Actually is dead.
Oh,
yes. So you're telling me that the smartest man, or whatever, one of the smartest men, his plan was to just fuck off, have Wonder Woman by herself fight copies of Brainiac, and every one of her friends not know about it somehow. And then it's such a shit. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so fucking bad. It was such a cop out because like it's not even a cutscene. It was all the dream.
Pretty much.
Oh, dude.
But I think aren't they going to have like a copy Wonder Woman or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. I started to tone out of it a little bit when they were saying all this. I'm like, all right, this is somebody got yelled at and is like, we need to throw something on this game within 5 minutes, and this is what they came up with. But
that was so good.
Rest in peace, Kevin.
That was my Batman.
All right, so
way to go out.
That one, yeah. Rest in peace, man. So
also on your Flash topic, one of the best Flashpoint stories was Reverse Flash got shot by Thomas. And him trying not to die with the bullet slowly going through all the way.
Bro,
the whole time. He came back with a huge ass hole in his head.
Dude, that was right. That's right, because he was the main villain in Pay to Hell.
Yeah.
Bro,
so again,
can you imagine that?
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, this is and I don't know why so many people keep doing it. Marvel isn't innocent either with Quicksilver, the whole bitch you see that coming. Like, shut up.
Oh my god.
Shut up.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
Go ahead, Dave.
I was like, this dude was rescuing people the whole time. And all of a sudden now you want to take the bullets to the back? Like, if you wanted back shots, you could have talked to Hawkeye after the credits or something. Like, it was so dumb. And I'm like, and then you got Wanda. Like, you could have stopped the bullets. Like, I'm not even gonna say reality bending. She could have just stopped the bullets. There was a million things she could have did. He could have did, but let's kill him off. Like, this is. And to me, they didn't even build his character up enough for us to care that he died. And it was like, all right, X-Men did it better anyway. I was
like, damn,
X-Men did it way better.
Like, good riddance.
So much better. I was like, oh my god, this is actually Quicksilver. Yay. Shout out Evan Peters for real. Evan Peters is a phenomenal actor. He did his fucking thing. And like, And it was just even from just like the speedster slow motion scenes comparatively to like both movies.
Oh yeah.
It was just
oh yeah.
more fun of a character. Like I cared
Yes.
about
Yeah.
Evan Peters Quicksilver than the
Mhm.
what was that? What was that? Oh,
Aaron,
wasn't that
Aaron,
Ultron?
Aaron, it was,
Aaron,
Aaron
Taylor
Aaron-
Johnson.
Yeah, Aaron
Yeah.
Taylor Johnson.
the man
Kick-Ass.
who,
Played Craven.
Yep, kick-ass,
yeah,
kick-ass, yep.
and Kick-Ass.
Oh yeah, Kick-Ass. Mhm.
Kick-Ass, great movie. Side note.
Very, very great.
Which, funny
Also, the
enough,
graphic novel.
Too.
Evan was ass kick in Kick-Ass too.
I haven't seen it too.
Mhm.
So both
Oh, yeah.
of them did Kick-Ass together, and then they both
Yeah.
played a version of Quicksilver.
That is right. I forgot about that. That is
Mhm.
Okay, well, keeping it going, for another stupid ass people that we actually know by name this time. I'm pretty sure you all heard about the Randy Pitchford and Borderlands 4 saying that if you're a real fan, you'll drop $80 for Borderlands 4.
Have y'all heard about that one?
Evan's had it.
This is news to
I
me.
have not.
Oh, it is?
Oh man. Okay.
Okay. All right. So
So this was news maybe last weekend,
last week. This was last week. Okay,
Yeah.
but here it is. I have it up right here.
and
So,
he said something doubling
So
down
it is.
today/last night.
here we go. So we all know that stuff's getting expensive. Games are
Yeah.
coming out $80. The Switch 2, which does not deserve any of that price, nothing that Nintendo does is worth $80 or higher. I'm gonna just say it out straight. Mario Kart, not $80 worth. Anyway, dude came out and pretty much asked Randy, CEO of Gearbox. He said, Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't going to pay $80 and feed this notion of constant increase of the price tag. You are the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher. Now, A, not my call. All right, cool. Could have just kept it at that. Now look at B. If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. Now, look, I get it. I get what you're saying. Like, if you're going to get $80, you're going to get $80 somehow. But this ain't 1991, dude. This is 2025. Eggs are almost in the double digits, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Rent is almost triple than what it was 5 years ago. Like, you can't sit here and tell me that, I gotta find a way to make it happen when I'm trying to feed myself, my family, while paying the bills of the house. Like, trust me, all this stuff right here is a luxury. I'll kick this to the curb the moment I even think that I can't provide for the people in the next room or somewhere else. And granted, people don't even like working to begin with. They got shit jobs. And you're going to sit here and tell me I got to make it work? So people, obviously, he got absolutely trashed on Twitter with this one. Because it's like, as he should. So then there was a Q&A that happened, a couple days afterwards. And this is it right here.
Okay, I just read something. So Randy did step down for a little bit as CEO back in 2021.
Yeah, because he probably doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut.
So I don't
This
know.
isn't the first time. This isn't the first time.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me know if y'all can hear it.
I can hear it.
Okay.
Hold on.
I can too.
There you
Let me
go.
pull it up. Yeah.
Tell you the truth, I don't know, and that is the truth. I'll hit it. I'll hit it straight on, and it's an interesting time, right? We've got the on one level, we've got a competitive marketplace where people want to, or the people that make those choices want to sell as many units as possible, and they want to be careful about people that are price sensitive. So there's some folks that don't want to see prices go up, even the ones deciding what the prices are. There's other folks accepting the reality that game budgets are increasing and there's tariffs for the retail packaging, and like, it's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands 4 has more than twice the development budget than Borderlands 3. More than twice. The truth is, I don't know what the price is going to be. I do know that we will be opening pre-orders soon, TM, and that will be when the price is set. I think that Borderlands 4, here's the philosophy we have. Whatever the price is, we're entertainers. Yes, we want to get more resources so we can make bigger and better games. There's a reason why Borderlands 4 is so awesome. It's because you guys showed up and supported Borderlands 3. And we had the budget, so we could more than double the budget and feel confident in that. And that's awesome. When the revenue comes in, we can spend it to make bigger games and better games. As artists, we want everybody to have it. You know, we want to make it as easy as possible for everybody to enjoy what we're creating. So it's a weird thing, but the fundamental philosophy is we want people to buy it so we have the resources to make more, but we want everyone who buys and plays a Gearbox game to feel certain that they got the better end of the bargain. Whatever the price is, that they got the best value. And that's the philosophy that we live by. And so we're gonna have a price set soon, and it might be the new price that like Nintendo and Microsoft have led with. It might be that we stay back. It's gonna be the people at the publishing house that decide that. And if it is cheaper, then maybe we'll sell you that mini map that you guys want, but we'll develop later. How bad do you want that? $10? I don't know. I'm just kidding. Or am I?
I'm
just kidding.
Nah.
Or am I? I'm just kidding. Or am I?
Okay, dude. Come on.
I don't know. We'll know soon.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fine, whatever it ends up being. I think it's going to be amazing, whatever it is. Borderlands is fucking amazing, and it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, okay. Double the budget of the third game. Was that the same case of the movie? Because that didn't work out for you. So, because
I don't. What?
Yeah,
Did y'all
I don't
watch the movie?
I did not.
No.
I bootlegged the fuck out of it.
I watched it because no, I'm glad I didn't pay for it.
No, I didn't.
But it was
Is that
like,
bad?
yes, I'm
It was
like,
bad. It was really bad.
it.
I don't think I've
Man,
ever heard good
it's
things.
it's hard, and it's not the actor's fault either. Because
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think Kevin Hart did a fantastic job, and I think he might.
Claptrap?
Nah, he was
Oh,
Roland.
who was you?
He was,
He was
Roland.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, the soldier, and he wasn't really built for it. But I think he did a good job. Like he
If he
acted the
wasn't
soldier
Roland, he would have been
part.
fine.
If they would have cast him with somebody else, yeah, it probably would have been better. And again, with Borderlands, y'all didn't have to use established characters. You could have just made all new people, and I think that would have been better. But like, they came up with some dumbass stuff where it felt like the people who actually made the game wasn't really involved. It was just nonsense. So they said like, the Phoenix is basically like a god, mystical creature told in ancient times. What's her name? The Firehawk. The movie's so bad. Bad taste in my mouth. I want to say, was it Lilith or whatever?
Lilith, yeah.
She's like 60 and like still having trauma from her mom. And I'm like, I get having trauma from your parents, but damn, girl, like you, like it's been so long, and you still have flashing back, like back then. Like that's kind of, I don't know. It felt weird and forced. Like if she's in her, if they would have got someone in their 20s or something, it's a little bit more.
Lilith is in the game.
Yeah,
All
but
those
this
characters
is
in the game are like 20s, late
And you-
20s maybe.
what's
Right.
her name? Freaky Friday lady. I can't think at all today.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I know.
Jamie Lee
She,
Curtis.
yeah, she
Yeah,
did
yeah.
great as
She was
Tannis.
Stannis.
She did
Stannis,
really good, but like Tannis and Lilith shouldn't look the same age to me. Talking about I used to work with your mom. Like y'all look like y'all work together. What do you mean? Like it just I don't know. The girl that played Tiny Tina, she was okay. It was
Yes.
it was kind of forced a little bit because they were talking like, we have to find the chosen one, the chosen child, and blah blah blah. And it was Lilith the whole time, which again made it seem weird to me because she's like 60. And you talk about finding the child and awakening her powers, and it was just, man, that movie was all over the place. And what's his name, Krieg or whatever, the big
Krieg.
muscle bound dude, he did all
Yeah.
right. I don't think he did bad. So I don't think it was really the acting, but the writing and the storyline and the plot, all that was trash. It was just straight up trash, and that just it had almost nothing to do with finding the vault. It was just, I don't know.
That's crazy.
So, but then of course, as we were talking about with developments, so the new Tiny Tina Wonderlands game dropped for free on Epic Games, right?
Nah, yeah.
So this is what homie posts. He posts, for our real fans who may be cost sensitive, the very awesome and incredibly fun smash hit video game Tiny Tina's Wonderland is free. Mind you, the caps lock on free. This week on the big Epic Game Store. Please enjoy this free gift by grabbing your free copy here. Free.
Mm-hmm.
Petty.
Oh no.
Yeah. Petty.
Dude.
Fuck you.
Petty.
Dude, the poking of the bear is just. So then, of course, and then this happened, 6 hours ago. He replied to a dude named Bombshell Boy, which I'm about to click on this real quick. He says, I guess I'm not a real fan, having purchased every game and DLC for the series, but fuck $80 games. No fanboy will ever make up for your greed. Sounds like you're a real fan to me. Stoked to have you playing our games. I've been working on Borderlands for 20 years. So yeah, it sucks things are getting expensive, but I think we're all going to have to accept that the industry is moving in that direction. If that's a breaking point for you, I guess you'll miss out on games that go with the new pricing. It's not my call, but I know everyone will find out what the price will be when pre-orders open up. So, you do understand that people aren't obligated to buy your fucking game.
Yeah.
Again, we're going back to luxury versus necessities here. If $80 is a standard, I'm not buying your I'm not doing it. I'm really not. Because as I've seen for the last, year and a half, 2 years and a half, all my games that I've gotten the most fun out of were $40 at max. They were made by people at like a handful of people made it, and they're just like, we're going to make a game, and we're going to see if it works. And I've gotten a better experience out of a $10 game or a $20 game than I got out of a $70, $80 game because, one, it works. Two, there's actual face that I can put to if something's wrong. You can't put a face to these people because at the end of the day, Randy answers to somebody.
I agree,
We don't know who. What do you say? Shit, all mine were okay. Anyway.
That's hilarious.
But it's like, so to me, I'm not missing out on anything because if your game don't even work right, then what am I missing out on? You have the nerve to hike up the price, but not the quality. What for?
This game better be the most polished game.
It better if there is a glitch anywhere in this fucking game when it comes out, you can forget it. I don't want to see nothing. Because the moment it drops, because if co-op doesn't work on day one, oh man, it's a wrap.
But with what he's doing, it goes on with a bunch of these other CEOs and things that are like, they feel like we have to have their product, and I don't think they're valuing the customers anymore. There's been a lot of people lately, before their game comes out, they'll say some off the wall things like, I know Blizzard, don't you guys have phones? I think they had their comment. EA had if you don't like it, don't buy the game. And then they shocked when people didn't buy the game.
Yeah. Dude, only in America can you do this stupid shit.
Yeah. And it's
because
like
anywhere else in the world, this is horrible business practice. Yeah. Anything that could take away profit is seen as a horrible business decision. Only in America can you blatantly tell people like, "Boy, you too broke to buy our fucking game, bozo?" Like, that's like this shit is only here.
Yeah.
Like
Ridiculous.
it's ridiculous how much of a like
Tone
just
deaf. If I've ever
tone
heard of it.
tone deaf and the ego of just like he said he's been at the company for 20 years, which means like it's been so damn easy for the last 20 years to this guy that he can just blatantly tell what you want got $80. We'll fucking make it work.
Yeah.
And that goes for everyone, especially the Destiny dude who bought all those luxury cars while
man.
Bungie was in the fucking gutter.
That
Mhm.
they are
That
in the
shit-
gutter.
they
are
still are.
in the gutter.
Dude, we're gonna come to that as well. But go ahead. I saw your mic turn on. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, turn the mic on.
You
Calm
good?
down.
You good?
Oh no, I was just gonna say about the being the tone deaf and back in my day, I had to pull myself up by my
By my
bootstraps.
bootstraps.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, dude.
Yeah.
That's the attitude that he's giving about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, back in your day, things aren't how they are now. Back in your day, shit, your games were just a bunch of pixels compared to the stuff we have now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Back in
exactly.
your day, like we didn't have all of these political, economic, fucking just environmental factors and just the president that we have now. There's so many different factors into just people's daily lives and what they spend on it that an $80 game just is not feasible. It just does not work. And it's simple as that. And it's just like the same with Nintendo raising the prices for the Switch 2. And it's just like people are gonna buy it because it's Nintendo. But it's like I used to work at GameStop, and working in GameStop and hearing people complain about prices every single day.
Hey,
Yep.
Every single, and people are like, oh, well, it's just because GameStop, you take your $60 game and you take it back the next day and they give you $20 for it. It's like, haha, yeah, whatever, that's funny. But like GameStop trying to pull themselves out the gutter too. But in the
Mhm.
same sense,
Yeah.
you don't see any people walking into GameStop buying an $80 Switch controller and a $70 Switch game.
no.
Because it's freaking ridiculous. And it's like out of all the systems between Xbox, PlayStation, and the Switch has the most expensive controllers. More of the
Yeah.
expensive games. And then it's like, okay, but people are still gonna buy them because it's Nintendo. No, it's a lot of games that just be sitting up on the shelves, or people be bringing the amount of refurbished just Nintendo Switch controllers we have.
Oh, yeah.
sitting there in stock. It was insane. But it's just like you see a parent come into the store, they're like, oh yeah, I'm buying my kid something for their birthday. All right, you get 1 or 2 games. And then the kid picks out 2 games, they're like, what do you mean this is $120, $130,
Yeah, $120, yeah.
$150? And I was like, okay, you get one thing. Okay, well, let's throw in a controller. Controller, the same
We're
price of the
back,
game.
we're
sweetheart.
back at $120.
Controller, the same price of the game. And it's like these companies have raised these prices and just like, oh, well, people are going to buy our stuff because they've been doing it for years, but it's the stuff they've been doing for years ain't the same no more.
It's not.
This ain't the same world.
It ain't 2010, dog. It ain't the same. Not to mention, like what you said, like, but also if you notice, they have the most expensive controllers, but also the easily broken ones. How
Yeah.
many times have you heard of Nintendo Switch
Stick
controllers having
drift.
stick drift?
Oh yeah,
And-
no, there's a
and
lawsuit
then-
for it.
And then when the
You
dude
know-
fixed it, he got in trouble for it.
You know,
It was a code. It was a code. How the fuck does a code cause stick drift, but not the
You know,
actual
me-
piece?
it said that the new terms and conditions require that you can't sue them for any given reason now
Yep.
going
Nope.
forward.
No, because you can't, what's it called? Because we talked about this 2 weeks ago as well.
Can't modify it.
You can't modify because they'll
Yep.
brick you. They'll brick your
They'll
shit.
brick it.
Yep.
Because also another story that came out. People actually got the test version of the Switch 2, and they can't boot it up until they get emailed a day 1 patch.
Yep.
So that already shows you that they could just easily just destroy your shit because they have it serialized. And if your serialized console pings up a certain like something's been changed or something is deviating from the code, they can just patch your console and it's dead. That is some dystopian shit right there. Speaking of dystopian, Sony patents bad actor detection system targeting toxic behavior in gaming. This is a Gestapo level shit. No, it is anything because there is no real definition for toxic behavior. Because they have like it's going to be AI, which is already a big fucking problem in the first place. It is a detection system where like this is practically social credit scores.
Yeah.
Because they pretty much the way that they broke this down, like I'm not going to go by everything, but pretty much how it is like you can't play certain games, you can't you can't do shit with your game if you're acting as a bad actor. So which means you can be punished not just in game, but your entire like library can be affected by this. So if I'm playing Call of Duty and I'm like, you're trash, kid, you're a piece of shit, uninstall. You're telling me I can't play my single player games now because I'm a bad actor because the AI said I can't do shit now? Nah, bro. This is a huge no. Like anything that has like, okay, I'm gonna be honest, like gamers are pretty good at policing themselves to an extent.
Yeah.
And like once you tell people, especially when you try to introduce an artificial intelligence that tries to tell us what not to do, that shit's not gonna fly. Because like, truth be told, like the history that video games have of quote unquote toxic behavior, either just learn the game and get good and just deal with it. Like the mute button exists. It's a fucking feature. If you don't want to hear somebody talk shit, mute them. If you don't want to deal with any of that, just fucking mute them. That's what I did. And I was fine. Like, I mean, you know, if at the end of the match and somebody was like, damn, y'all suck, I'll turn the mic on and be like, that's why you're on the bottom of the leaderboard, bitch. But it's fine. You know, it's little shit like that makes low-key gaming fun. And it's like, but if I'm just going to sit here and be punished by a computer that could affect my overall experience, not just in-game, then no, that's not where we're at. So that's
I think this definitely has the potential to be very, very messy, very quick. I do think there are certain instances where there's like toxic behavior. I can recall whenever Black Ops 6 came out. And I got it on Xbox Game Pass. So I'm like, okay, cool. I was playing with my DualSense 5 controller, and I could only do that because, you know, Call of Duty, that's a whole separate thing. You have to go through 5 launchers before you can actually play the damn game. Anyways.
Yeah.
But I was firing it up off stream because I didn't know if my PC was going to be able to handle it. The DualSense, the PS5 controllers, they have a mic on the controller, and I didn't mute it. Did not say a word. I breathed. And somebody on my team hit me with the hard ER. They don't even know.
Oh no. That's straight how it goes every time. That's I heard it. I heard that breathing. Nick, it's like
He was breathing just like a chicken eater. I smell that chicken.
Baboon breath. I can smell
baboon breath. Yep, you got the freaking everything going off. The fire alarm going off. Beep.
And so where this gets tricky, right, is if you're amongst friends and y'all shit talk each other, and if like this conversation right here, if we were in a PlayStation lobby, obviously I know y'all are joking, right?
Right. But the AI doesn't. AI does not.
AI hears that. They're going to be like, oh, well, you thought you were going to play Ghost of Yote? Too damn bad. I don't think that's fair. If they're going to implement this, there needs to be like a human-based appeal system. Because
there has to. Because YouTube
like,
did it too, and it went to shit.
Yeah, very, very.
Because they had to implement human intervention because the AI was just pinging people left and right for no reason.
AI is not good with context.
No,
so
it's
this
not.
is definitely a very slippery slope. I don't know if they're ready for the possible repercussions, but I mean, if this is the direction that they're heading, we're going to see.
Hey, that's fine because, like I said, people don't have to buy the next PlayStation 5 or PS6.
Nope.
That's
And that's the point where I was gonna say to the point of like, everybody's like, you hear people like, man, yeah, the game people shit talking on games. I grew up in the Call of Duty lobbies, man. You wouldn't last,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of crazy. But like the censorship really wasn't there, and it's like even if you report somebody, it's whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, but now we've evolved past just I'm playing Call of Duty on my PlayStation 3 or my Xbox 360, and people talking shit to where, like you said, mute. For example, Marvel Rivals, day one, I had somebody just not even talking crap, but he just had his mic on and would just play music in the background and just talking to whoever was in the background, right?
Yeah.
I've had that with Apex. I've had that with
Dude,
Marvel Rivals.
that's online play. That's a gold mine right there.
Just online, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, oh, okay. I'm just
Was there a kid screaming in the background?
and turn off the voice chat.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's it.
Now I go into games, I don't hear anybody.
Yep.
That's
I'm
what I'm
like, hey,
saying.
if I'm playing with friends, we can hop in Discord.
Yeah.
So it's like-
Because go ahead.
and so it's like, oh, I can hop in Discord. Speaking of Discord, they've done integration to where you can have it on consoles now. But
Yep.
it's like, where you would have to avoid downloading an entirely new app just to play it on a console, get a PC.
There you go.
And
But-
where the direction gaming's heading right now,
It's
that's what a
PC.
lot of people are
PC.
doing is getting a PC.
Mhm.
And what was that? Microsoft, they were like, oh yeah, so soon you'll be able to play your Steam games on your
Yep.
console.
Mhm.
And
I saw the,
Steam has PlayStation titles on there. You can play PlayStation games on
On
your
your
Xbox
Xbox.
through Steam. So
Yeah.
Yep.
really, PlayStation, it's not looking good for you in the first place.
No.
But
No.
it's like it just kind of goes to like I'm an Xbox fan, but I've had PlayStation, I've had both systems in my life, and it's always been like if I wanted to be social or play with friends, I'm playing Xbox. PlayStation was always like
Yeah.
single players and the exclusives, but it's
Yeah.
more of
Yeah.
like even when they tried to implement crossplay, Sony was always nah, get that shit out of here.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
They
they're
literally had to
behind the
force them to
times.
do it.
And it was like, okay, cloud-based gaming. Xbox and Microsoft had that down pat. They were like, oh yeah, this is what we banking on. PlayStation, you can have fun with the console wars. We're working on PCs and making our cloud-based gaming. And like the PlayStation had the thing with the PSPs and the PS Vita, and then like it was cool. It didn't, it's where it is now. And then like now we got the handheld
Yeah.
games like the Switch or the Backbone or what's the new
Yeah.
PlayStation?
Welcome in,
now?
Winky Wink.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? PS Portal,
Yeah.
right? And so it's
Yeah.
like they had glimpses of like, okay, we can have these things, we can implement stuff and things can go great for us. But then it's like they kind of shoot themselves in the foot. And
Yeah.
this is another thing that feels like shooting themselves in the foot because it's
Yeah.
like toxic behavior.
Has to be defined. It has to be defined.
And
And AI can't define it. It is a black and white to AI. Yeah.
There's so many nuanced things in just a simple conversation that can happen of just like again, like you said, we're friends, we're talking crap to each other versus you're in a lobby with somebody else and hey man, I know we play Marvel Rivals, but you suck at Spider-Man. Switch to somebody else. Bad actor, you're bullying.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
bullying.
Yeah.
Get that brother out of here. It's like, oh,
Get that.
Yeah, it needs to have it needs to be, I think, linked to a report button. It shouldn't be activated and on nonstop unless somebody reports, and then they should do like a review the footage thing, and then someone can determine if something actually happened. Because on TikTok, we were playing Fall Guys, and I'm playing with Champrel. Shout out to Champrel. And there's a stage with the rhinos, and the rhinos try and buck you off the stage or whatever. And all we was like, man, these we said something like, oh, I hate the rhinos or something like that. And somebody from PETA must have been watching, and they flagged our video and like had it removed from TikTok for bullying and animal cruelty and something else. And I'm like,
I stand with Fall Guys rhinos.
and I'm like, what? Over
That's
a cartoon machine rhino? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's just, you got to have someone human analyzing this stuff. So I have to agree with that one, because that's crazy to me that, like, we didn't cuss, we didn't say no words, nothing. It was just like all these rhinos or whatever, and it was like, oh, that was enough to get us flagged. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. So I was like, yeah, nah, I'll never go with completely AI over human interaction or whatever.
Never.
You think it'd be better if there was like a step system? Like, let's say, like they'll document like one-off instances, but if you're in a separate game and somebody else reports you, and then you're in a separate game and somebody reports,
oh, so it's kind of like
it's like a trend. It's like
reoccurring. Yeah.
I feel like,
but then again, that's still kind of that's crazy though, because that means people are just that means that they're constantly watching no matter what game you play. Because what if you're playing like a single player game, you say some like you said, like if you say some stupid shit on a single player game, like you said, like, dude, I can't stand these damn fucks.
2K. 2K.
If you
play single player 2K, and you forgot to turn like your DualSense off, and say they called a travel or foul or something like that, you was like,
and you go crazy
or whatever. They would
gamer language.
Yeah, you get a tech. And I was like, I'm not even playing nobody. How am I getting that tech? This is single player. I was like, all right, we turning this feature off now. Like, no delay, not tomorrow, all right, I'm gonna finish this game, turn it off. Nah. Like, let me quit out right now and turn it off, because this is crazy. But yeah, 2K had that feature where even if it was single player, they'd give you some stuff.
Did not work. Yeah. They're trying to make it more immersive, and it did not work. Oh, man. But speaking of Sony blunders still, the marketing for Marathon has been completely canceled. So if y'all know about that bullshit, the way that y'all smiling, I'm pretty sure you know about it. Because if for Bevins, it hurts the most, because I know your history with Bungie, man. You hate to see it, but it is what it is.
Bungie been taking L after L after L.
Bro, they've been taking L since 22, and I'll show you why.
The 2 weeks ago was the copyright.
Was that live stream was a shit show.
Where normally you'd be like, hey, bro, you can copy my homework, but just change it up a little bit. They didn't even do that. It still had dude's signature on there.
This is the fourth time they did this. Fourth time. So now that obviously this marketing has been canceled, and rumors are pretty much stating that they're going to be delayed, which it's still rumored they're delayed. They better, because the entire aesthetic of the game is now copied. It's now plagiarized. Everything about that game.
Everything.
Yeah. So here is. So if you haven't seen it yet, I was able to get a compilation. So the way that you can tell that they just completely took this lady's art without even blinking a second eye, she posted. Does anyone know what the Lost meme is? Where it's like the dude walks into the hospital, talks to the lady, and then talks to the doctor, and then sees the woman laying in the bed.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a running joke where people will hide that joke, where it's pretty crazy. But anyway, so she literally hid that joke in her art 6 years ago. Right here, it's the stick, 2 sticks. Second stick, 2 sticks talking, and then 1 stick laying down. There's no way that you can sit here and tell me that someone just made that up at Bungie when she said, I hid this in my design 6 years ago and no one caught on, and it's in the game. No. So then that popped up. So then this isn't. So everything that Bungie's history of plagiarism. Here it is. So obviously this is all from Marathon, gun designs, everything. And then this is from freaking, what's it called? This is from a person from Element J21. It's from Destiny. This is her art, and this is what they took from Destiny. Yes,
You can copy
That's-
my homework, just don't make it obvious.
that's not all. It doesn't stop there, the Destiny plagiarism. What the fuck does this look like? I'm not the one to make a whole stinker, but it's likely that a mere accident did Bungie use Relay's Zebu Air fan art and pose it as their own
Yep.
in 21. This is yeah. And then it doesn't just stop it and on Twitter art. They did it with a freaking Nerf gun. This is a design someone made online. This is the partnered Nerf pistol they made collaborating with Bungie. What?
This is terrible. It's horrible, actually.
Ace of Spades.
Exactly. Yes, this is a fan art, and this is theirs. They changed the color. Oh no, congratulations. It's still the same shit. It's still the same shit. So now, instead of just like taking off fan art, like they straight up just added. This is like so. If you can't see that little hammer on the bottom, that's her logo. That's her tag, and it's on the side of a gun. And all of this is on the wall, on the guns, everything. There's nothing that's been changed. So the fact that like the game itself is an extraction shooter, which who the fuck asked for this? Whatever. Like no one in the game, like the game, people even said like in general, it's okay, but it's the art design that got people to like this game. And now everything is just taken from a person off of a Twitter. They came out and said that the art director for Bungie followed them a year before the game went in development. So
they knew
this game is cooked. It's over.
Yeah.
It's not. This game is going to. I hate to break it to you, but Bungie might fold.
This might kill
with this. Oh, this might kill because they bought Bungie for $3.4 billion.
Yeah,
and they can't come up with a single piece of aesthetic that they can't. They've been copying people's shit for the last 4 years. That's $3.4 billion worth. I'd fucking shoot him. I'd fucking destroy him too. Are you kidding me? Fuck that, dude. But go ahead, Bev. I know you a big fan of.
I want to hear Bev.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead, Bev.
Go ahead. See, Pizzo, it seemed like you had something to say.
So the reason why I wanted to hear you go first is because you have the
most time in Destiny.
Yeah, you amongst all of us, I feel like you have the most time in Destiny. I've watched Destiny from a distance. I've played Destiny 1 and I've played Destiny 2. I haven't gone into the expansions and I haven't followed it like expansion by expansion in the same manner that you have. And so that's why I was kind of interested to see with this news and what they're trying to do with this other game. One, were you interested in this game? Because I don't think anybody asked for an extraction shooter in the first place. Two, now that this news has come out, I mean, were you ever at a point where you were going to try it and then now, because they plagiarized, you're like, oh, I'm good on this? Or I wanted to see where you kind of stood with everything going on surrounding this game.
Okay. Never cared about Marathon. Never. It was like, when I first heard about Marathon, they're like, oh yeah, Bungie's coming out with this new game. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, they're still making stuff for Destiny. And they're like, yeah, we got this whole timeline for Destiny for the next couple years. I'm like, okay, cool, we get content. Then they were like, all right, yeah, so we're beefing stuff up for Marathon. And I'm like, all right, cool, as long as I'm getting my Destiny content. Then they're like, so we're getting to the last couple arcs of Destiny and we're finalizing stuff. And then we're going to shift our focus towards Marathon. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. I was like, now Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, it's been over a decade. I get it. Story's got to end sometime. Cool. Yeah. Putting all your eggs, your expensive ass $12 egg into a Marathon basket of extraction shooter. Now I haven't played Extraction. Like I haven't.
Yeah.
What is it?
They're-
Escape from
They are a
Tarkov.
very,
The other
it's
one.
a very niche. It's a very niche game
Yeah.
system that only really works with two games that I played so far: Escape from Tarkov and Gray Zone. And apparently,
Right.
the free one that's coming out from ex Bungie devs is actually pretty decent. But continue.
Oh, Arc Raiders.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've only heard of one of those.
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
I've heard, and like when I was like looking up stuff about Marathon, and I was like extraction shooters, so I was looking up some of them, and I'm like, never heard of this, never heard of this. Oh, how long did this last? Didn't last. Tried to be Tarkov, didn't last. And I'm like, this is a very, very niche thing you're trying to break into that another game is already doing well and excels at. Like you're not gonna be the Fortnite to PUBG where hey, we're gonna do this like this other game does, but we're gonna do our
Do it
own
better.
spin to it and make it. No, you're not. That's like Bungie. I love you for what you've provided for me in the Destiny content, but going all in on this new Marathon game is kind of not the smart look. And then you're ending Destiny on a like the final expansion that came out last year. I was like, okay, great. This is a great end to it. Brought tears to my eyes. And they're like, actually, we're gonna still roll some more stuff out. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. So side story stuff, tying up loose ends, cool. And then it was like, I ain't gonna lie to you. After I beat that final campaign, I stopped playing the game for a bit. And they were like, yeah, we're still releasing content. And I was like, all right. Some friends were like, yeah, there's this. And I'm like, you know what? There is a bunch of stuff I didn't do. I'll get back into it eventually. It's still gonna be there. It's still gonna
Right.
be there.
Yeah.
Destiny, what they did with this last expansion was they brought a lot of the stuff from made the beginning stuff easier and easier for new people who's just getting started in the game to get reacclimated, or you haven't played it within a long time. So it's a lot more user friendly, a lot for, okay, if you're just getting into Destiny or if you've just coming back from a long hiatus, we'll make things easier for you. You can get weapons that weren't available before. Cool. That's great. I love that. But like to hear all of this talk about this game and then the plagiarism, like now I grew up in school. You know, I'm an educated young man. Plagiarism is a very serious thing in the academic community.
Mhm.
I went from I think I was in like 8th grade. Had a paper due. I'm in the night before, copy and pasting from articles, switching around a sentence or two. I turn it in, and the next thing I know, I'm in the principal's office talking about plagiarism, and I was like, she's like, yeah, this is gonna go on your permanent record, and you know your high schools are gonna see this, and your college is gonna see this. To an 8th grade boy, that's really scary. You know, that's like the beyond scared straight for kids. Is like you in the principal's office, and they talk about your future and like your parents getting involved, and you know,
like you really did a whole crime.
And especially, you know, you got black parents, and they like education the key out of poverty. What you mean you fucking up in school? That's the only way you gonna get.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
Yeah.
I definitely heard that.
They was like, you can fuck up in sports, you can fuck up playing with your friends. You fucking up in school, oh, that's your ass.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, yeah, I learned the severity of plagiarism at a very young age.
Clearly they did.
And now you're a billions with an S, unfathomable amount of money to the average person. $billions company. You've had decades long experience in designing things and creating games. You've got so many people on your staff. You even if you did see fan art from somebody in the community, because the Destiny community is huge. Destiny community is talented. Fucking Adventure Time had a contest where they had people design a character, and they picked a character, gave credit to the 12-year-old child that, hey, this person designed this character, and we're gonna use it for 3 episodes.
Yeah.
You taking stuff from people in the community to piss people off in the community and not give any credit. It's just like, what? Why?
doing?
Why? And it's like Bungie has always had their list of issues throughout the years. Like
Yeah.
one of the most prominent ones that I've been like keeping up with was it was something with the first expansion for Destiny 2 was the Red War. And somebody was like, "Oh, well, they took footage from my game and did this and that and stole
I remember
similar
that.
stuff from it."
I do.
And
Yeah.
it didn't come out because Destiny 2 came out in what, 20?
In
I don't even remember.
2019, right?
2019, 2020. And then they didn't like address this to like 2022, 23. So
Mhm.
Destiny's already gone through a couple expansions, and Destiny's like, oh, the courts were like, okay, well, just show us your footage that you have and all the design stuff. And they're like, we kind of can't. What do you mean you can't? So when we release new content and we scrap old content, we have this stuff to incinerate our work, basically, so we can't, double back to the old stuff
Mhm.
and fall back where we were. We're always pushing forward. So they're like, they're like, yeah, in the game, you cannot access this stuff once we release new stuff. Because in the game, the context was like, hey, this new enemy is the darkness. They have the darkness, and they've been slowly creeping up and eating planets or eating part of the universe.
Yeah.
That shit's lost to the darkness. That ain't coming back. So like, we kind of did that with the stuff on our game. We can't access the shit from the first couple expansions because it's literally locked, deleted, incinerated. So Bungie had to go to a Destiny YouTuber's video explaining with all the cutscenes of the Red War for that expansion and try and use that in court to defend themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Crazy.
You see-
Multi-billion-dollar company, by the way.
Yeah, 3.4 billions to do that. Awesome.
Which, funny enough, this lawsuit, if they lose, might cost them thousands upon thousands of dollars. Where they could have just had a contest where they're like, "Hey, first place, your character gets in the game, we'll send you $300. Second place, maybe your character gets in, we'll send you $100. Third place, we'll send you an Amazon gift card with $20 on it." And like the fans would have been like, "Hey, I'm entering because I'm trying to win. I get bragging rights saying my character's in the game." And like, boom, you got something new for your game. You paid for it. You already explained like, "Oh yeah, this was a contest, whatever, blah 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 blah," and you don't have to worry about people hating. If anything, I think you'd get more fans because they're like, "Oh yeah, they're actually having competitions to get
exactly.
And I'm like, that
You
would
don't
have
understand
been
how strong community based like
yeah.
The crazy thing is, the Destiny community is so dedicated to Destiny, niggas will play 24 hours of the game straight when a new dungeon or when a new raid drops to be the first people to complete that bitch. Not for money, but for an emblem.
Mhm.
For an emblem that goes on your title card just for you to get another one next season or pick something else that seems cool. That's how dedicated the Destiny fans are. You ain't even gotta give them money. Just be like, listen, you design this, you get your exclusive gun skin, exclusive emblem, exclusive shader, a shader on your armor with special colors that nobody else can get. Like
Mhm.
that
for
was
a Destiny fan, that's like porn.
yeah, it is. No, it is. No, and he's right though, because that's how OG game design used to do. Because I remember back in Halo 3, they had the recon helmet was only for Bungie developers, or if you ran into one, you would get it. So
Yeah.
the only way the recon helmet, like that was like the holy grail of in-game content that you could have. If you had like there was a status symbol. And that's what Destiny is. It is a status symbol. If you are the first dude or the first group of people to beat a raid, not near minutes or hours it drops, and you get an emblem that says, "I was the first one to beat this shit on the hardest difficulty, and it only took me 3 hours and 25 minutes and 23 seconds." Bro, no one can touch you. That emblem is yours and your gang's. And you're probably going to be on the news. There's going to be an article about it like this. Because remember they used to do that for Destiny 2, it was like, oh, this was the gaming group of the week that beat the raid the first time, and like if you make it community based, you're in it. You're in it. And it's so ridiculous that they hired these art designers. Like their excuse was, oh, it was a former Bungie developer. Don't give me that bullshit. It wasn't a former developer. Don't give me that bullshit. It was not a contractor. It was not nothing. Don't do that. Don't. The worst thing you can possibly do is insult the intelligence of the gamers. Because as a lot of stupid motherfuckers are, there's a lot of smart motherfuckers too. So, like, don't like, especially when it comes down to like art. People are not dumb. They know what the fuck is up. So, especially,
like, now that they have AI going around and trying to replace people in certain aspects, people are extra vigilant. Like, if they can tell that it's AI, they're gonna be on your ass. If it's not AI and you see somebody's work, they're gonna be on your ass. I don't understand why 2 didn't equal 2 for y'all in that situation, but that's.
And the craziest thing too is like everyone's like, "Oh, AI be stealing art." Motherfucker, a real person just stole art too.
Yeah.
Like what the like? We're cooked.
Art, apparently.
Bungie be stealing art. It's like, what the fuck? Same thing with Activision right now. They're fucking their posters for like their battle pass items or like the character skins are AI. A lot of them. Because they got shit because one of their Christmas ones had a zombie Santa and he had an extra pinky. and they were like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, it's not AI. No, we didn't do it. And then Gabe Newell said if AI was used, they came out with all around the board. They said if a game is on Steam, you have to let people know if your stuff has AI in it. And then they're like, okay, yeah, it was AI. It's like, really? It took y'all a law or a policy.
Change.
Yeah, a policy to be like, yeah, okay, we did it. Otherwise, you would have lied. Dude, like, so a fucking, bro. Yeah, fuck those people.
Just real quick, I think this situation, of course, is sad. I think that, and this is probably me getting into my, crazy hair conspiracy theory bag. Or
your little tinfoil hat.
Yeah, tinfoil hat, right?
Classic.
Because with how diligent Sony is with their other like companies that make single player games and stuff like that, you would expect the same thing with Bungie.
Yeah,
so
they're not,
and that's when it clicked because Bungie wanted out of their contract because they wanted to be able to do whatever they wanted to do.
So that didn't work.
Bought them for however much and said, so long as you are profitable, we will let y'all do what y'all want to do.
Yeah.
Since then, there has been bad management that has gone out and bought X, Y, and Z cars, flashy.
Oh my God.
Mismanagement of money. That was strike number 1. Number 2, I'm thinking with them, if I'm Sony and I agreed to be hands off, and already Destiny, for the most part, they've had maybe like a handful of years where they've been in the green as far as profitability. But this is with them doing whatever they wanted to do. We bought y'all so that y'all could do whatever y'all wanted to do. This comes out. Y'all are not only mismanaging, but copying and being so blatant as to include somebody's logo in the design for the game. If I'm Sony, I low-key want this to fail because we're already about to shift positions. Jim Ryan, the person that was, we need to go live service. Half the games that they had scheduled to come out, I think they made this change in like 2021. Half the games that were scheduled to come out, this was like really right after they bought Bungie, but half the games that they had scheduled to come out, they've been canceled. The Last of Us live service got canceled. Their games is already not looking good. The only thing that has come out that has been live service and has been good has been Helldivers 2.
Yeah. And that's another community-based game.
Exactly.
And that had a rocky
it did.
It definitely did.
But it came back.
They tried to everybody
when it came out,
sign-ins and stuff too.
I was gonna say when it first came out, it was pretty good to go. It was when they tried to do the PlayStation sign-ins is where they hit that wall. because there's some
Exactly.
countries that can't do the PlayStation sign-ins because of the
121
government.
countries cannot play
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Mhm.
That's where they messed up. So when they reverted back from that, that's when it started going back up
Get
again.
back in good graces.
Yeah.
Mhm. And so to that point, right? The only thing that's been successful has been Helldivers 2. Concord flopped.
Ugh.
They
I
took
never
off
heard
the
of it.
market.
Never heard of it.
I wish I was you. But if this game fails, that means that they no longer have
Profitability.
not even profitability, but they don't have comfortability to be able to do what they need to do. Sony is actually going to go in and be hands-on and make sure, the same way that they are diligent with these other studios,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's going to be a completely different. I'm sure there's going to be people in higher positions that are going to be replaced because with profitability, they have not been doing good with staying profitable since they bought them.
Mhm.
And now with this going forward, with them shifting into single player games and stuff like that, if we're going to have a live service game and y'all don't have no say so anymore, we're going to make sure that this gets polished. We're going to make sure that this looks good. We're going to make sure that blah, 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 blah. Now, of course, this is pending because if I'm the anti-real lady, I'm saying nothing to y'all. If y'all come out to reach me, hey, try to say anything. No.
Oh no,
I'm
no.
speaking to
That
my
boat is.
lawyer, and I am going to sue you for whatever y'all got for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that they and this is if it even sees the light of day. I have been hearing things that it needs to be reworked. It needs to be,
It has to, because
delayed.
everything that is the art style is from her. So it has to be, because if they continue, then it's a lawsuit. 100% is a lawsuit.
100%.
I think they should just take the L, scrap it, and do a tax credit. Take the tax credit. Say it just didn't work out.
I would say scrap it too, but I think there may be some contractual things with that purchase where they may have to release it.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I said
feel
they
like
might.
It might have been done on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the copy?
Self-sabotage?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's the tinfoil hat.
Okay.
All right, so again,
No, because they did that. They did that with Activision. They did that with You're right, man. They did it with Activision too. Oh, continue. Go ahead.
Listen, as a Destiny fan, when Destiny has some of the best art in video games. I'm gonna say it. As far as
That's fair. One of the best.
backgrounds, like backgrounds, cutscenes of movie quality, the attention to detail for weapons and armor.
Yeah, that's fair.
Destiny's up there, right? There's not a lot of people touching the Destiny detail, and
That's fair.
And when I'm saying detail, I'm like, you could go to a planet, go to a random spot, look on the ground, and there's like, oh wow, I can see my footprints in the snow change when I change my armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I remember that.
You
Yeah.
tell me that they took somebody else's art and just so happened to forget to remove a logo, or we're gonna use this art, not credit them, but we're gonna make it a prominent thing. You're gonna find things like Destiny has a really good way of hiding things in a game that people want to see. Like it's like if you're doing a mission, and I've had to like go ahead and Google some stuff to find out where shit is. But like if it's in the game, people will find it. It's meant to be found.
That's true. Because remember in Destiny 1, when you got to the moon and you looked at Earth, you could see the rotation on Earth. Like it would literally, the Earth was getting darker because the moon was moving. Yeah. So Bev is right. Destiny had some crazy details in this world. So the fact that you can change the boots and it'll change the imprint on the moon, the snow, or any other thing, but you want to sit here and tell me that the entire art scheme of a Twitter user just so happened to just get taken? Just the whole thing, just blatant, not even hidden, just blatant for you to see. Because it wasn't hidden. It's very prominent. So I don't know, Bev, you might, because they did the same thing with Activision, because they started implementing a lot of grimy things to get out of the Activision to prove that they're not profitable. So instead of shutting them down, they just cut ties with them. And that's when Destiny changed, when they became solo. So I don't. You might be onto something.
Fun theories, man. Fun theories, man.
But hey, that's why we're here. That's what we do. You know, we look at the news, we got our views, and we have our rants. So maybe next rant. Marvel skips Hall H panel at San Diego again, and Fantastic Four is hitting a bunch of reshoots, even though it's supposed to drop in a couple months.
Yeah,
people are not feeling this movie, dude. Like the obviously, I don't know why this whole was these screenings. What is it called? These tests. I don't know when this all of a sudden became reliable, because like they've been pretty much saying that there has been these test screenings are trash. Like they're not doing the Fantastic Four justice. The ending sucks. Silver Surfer isn't good, and just a bunch of other stuff. So for me, I'm gonna be honest, the movie itself, it looks hella mid. Cause like, I don't know what it is with the Fantastic Four brand when it comes to on screen. It has not worked out for them since the beginning. The OG the first Fantastic Four movie never even saw the light of day. It is such a hidden gem. You cannot find it. It was never released.
You talking about the straight to TV one?
Yes. You can't find it nowhere.
I've seen
exactly.
it.
You can find it now, but back then
it was a long time ago though. Remember when
it was like 80s?
Remember the Wild Wild West of YouTube where you could upload anything you wanted and there was nobody to stop you? Yeah. So I saw it way back then. It was a power pack with Japanese cop Spider-Man. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that one.
I've seen that, yeah. The Japanese cop Spider-Man shoots people.
Man.
And it is the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life.
I've seen that one.
Think about like Power Rangers on crack.
Yes.
Hilarious. More crack has more crack.
There's
I've seen it.
The Captain America Power Hour or whatever, where he had like the Evel Knievel helmet, and then there was the Fantastic Four movie was with that, and I watched all of those, and like, I'm also a comic nerd and all that stuff, so I was just enjoying it. This was like, man, this is so stupid, but I'm loving this. I was like, oh, it's cheesy as hell. It's like this dude called in the spider buggy, and it turned into a Megazord, and they was fighting like a regular strong dude. So like, imagine a big Megazord towering over a city, and then I think it was either supposed to be the Thing or the Hulk, or I don't know, but he's on the ground, and like Spider-Man's Megazord like punches him out. And
it's so dumb,
but it's that cheesy goodness. But like, I feel like. I don't know why. I've seen some strange people say something, but you have the source material to make good things, but they keep hiring people who don't know anything about the source material, and they say, all right, go out there and make something. And it keeps failing. But then when you follow the source material, we'll say Thor Ragnarok, that was really, really heavy into Jack Kirby. To me, that was probably the best Thor movie that they came out with.
You mean Planet Hulk?
You said Planet Hulk?
Well, it was a Planet Hulk movie. But anyway,
I was gonna say, I think that's supposed to be coming, the rumor mill again.
I already watched it. It's called Thor Ragnarok.
No, they're gonna get She-Hulk, her and that actress, Ruffalo, Scar, and a couple other people, but
I don't know. That might be canceled after the whole reception of that show.
Well, it's
because they did a whole course correction after what phase is this? I don't even pay attention. Was it 6, 5?
I don't know. It's
I think Captain America was the first Phase 6 movie, so we're fresh out of Phase.
That's not a good start. Okay.
You didn't like Captain America?
No.
Brave New World?
No. It was bad, dude. It was bad.
I enjoyed it.
Way too much. There
was some corniness, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But
I give it a 7. I give it a strong 7.
Nah, it's about a 5. It's an average.
That's fair.
It's an
That's
average.
fair.
It ain't the worst. It ain't the worst.
Yeah.
That's for Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I didn't.
or Captain Marvel. Both those suck ass. But like, what was it? Because the history of the Fantastic Four on like anything media has never worked out. Maybe
Well-
like because after like the first Fantastic Four that Fox had, that
Mhm.
one was okay.
The cartoon was
it's-
good.
No, I'm talking about like live action.
Oh,
My bad. I
okay.
should have said live action Fantastic Four.
I was gonna say, hold up now. I used to watch that
Okay,
religiously.
no, that's fair. That's fair. No, the live action adaptations of the Fantastic Four has always been just abysmal. Minus the average first one from Century Fox.
hmm
The second one was ass.
Yeah.
The
Silver Surfer?
the second, no,
Mhm.
Silver Surfer was the only thing that was good in that movie.
Yeah.
That was it. The only thing. Why the fuck did you make Galactus a cloud? But whatever. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about that.
Yep.
But like anyway, see, and then we had Fan Four Stick. That shit was terrible. With when Michael B. Jordan was Johnny
Yeah.
Storm.
Miles
Yeah.
Teller.
Dude, listen,
Dog,
that
that
movie was ass.
I'm gonna tell you how that movie went for me. My high school girlfriend at the time, her dad was super into comic books. She's like, I want to go see it with my dad, but I want to make sure it's a good movie first because I don't want to disappoint him. I'm like, all right, I'll go with you. I like Fantastic Four, right? I like the 1st one. I'm like, all right, Silver Surfer, dope as hell. Cool. We go see it, and in like the opening credit, I don't know about y'all. I like to talk during movies. I like to, okay, I'm gonna pick up on context clues. I'm gonna try and guess how it's gonna end, or I'm gonna guess what happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We were sitting there in the theater about like 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in. I'm like, okay, so he gonna get his powers like this. He gonna get his powers like this. He gonna get his powers like this, and then this happens.
And it happened.
And
We get halfway through the movie. She looks at me. Did you watch this already? It came in here today. I was like,
Mm-mm.
I'm just no different. I don't know what to tell you. Niggas are predictable.
Mhm.
bro. Yeah, no, for real. If you like the way we be watching movies, bro, I'd be picking it up like this.
Yeah.
But depending on if if a movie is formulaic, that's not my problem. But the problem is when it's boring.
Mhm.
If I'm for example, like John Wick is the easiest like example of like story done to death, but the execution is what sells the movie.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen a movie where somebody breaks into a dude's house, turns out he was ex-CIA, ex-assassin, whatever, and he goes on a killing spree? There's a whole plethora of movies, but it's the action, it's the stunt work, and the gunplay of Keanu Reeves that sells those movies. That's why it did good. If you have a formulaic ass story and it's boring, the effects look like shit, the acting and the dialogue is abysmal, and then you also disrespect the character. Character suicide is prominent right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen the disrespect of characters in media this bad ever. In the last 5 years, if you before in the early 2010s of 2015, if you heard about a comic book movie coming out where it had XYZ coming out, you're like, yes, this is gonna be good. How many times have you seen that and you go like, oh, this might not be good? Deep down, because you see the pattern recognition is our greatest strength, and we get so much shit for it because it's like, bro, you said, Payne, they hire these people who don't read comics, who don't even know the source material. Even beforehand, if you wrote a comic book movie, DC and Marvel, they're like, yo, you better read these to get an understanding of the character. Now, if you want to change some things up, cool, but keep the core element of the characters. Now it's just like, okay. Actually, matter of fact, they tell you not to read the comic books, or they tell you to not play the game, or because when specifically for Last of Us, when they said, oh yeah, they told me not to play the game, I was like, what? Why? It's cool when you want to bring your own but have a blueprint of how the character is so you can kind of work off of that. That's all it is. It's never, you're not supposed to carbon copy something. Make it your own. That way it justifies the reason for its existence. But don't just blatantly tell people to not read the source material. And then when it comes out, people hate it. And you say, oh, comic fans are just toxic. Or movie fans are just toxic. No. You just make terrible shit. And then you get mad because no one told you differently. No one in those studios will tell you that your stuff is bad.
So that's where that line, because there are some fans who are toxic. Like Star Wars fans are probably the most toxic. But there's that line where like the last 3 movies that came out, in my opinion, weren't the best. But what happens is, because toxic fandom, everybody used to shit all over the prequel trilogy. Now all of a sudden, the prequel trilogy is the best thing since ever. And I'm like, nah, y'all was not saying that.
People hated Hayden Christensen as Anakin.
Hell yeah.
But now they love him.
Yeah.
They love him. well, because
nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
Facts. That goes for every fandom, because you could say that about Halo fans. You can say that about Marvel fans.
Well,
you can say that about Disney. Every fandom has that 10% of the vocal assholes who fuck it up for everybody else.
Yeah, but the Star Wars fans are a different breed. They the dude that played Jar Jar Binks, the Jar Jar Binks dude. He had
the Jar Jar Binks and the Anakin kid. I know. Yeah, I know.
He had to move. They was death threats. They was going at his family and all that extra stuff. That's where I'm like, they always a little much. But on that token, like, I feel like you do need to respect the source material at some level. And the newest Star Wars movies, I don't think they didn't respect the source material. They didn't respect like science, and
it
was just
actors nothing.
All disbelief just gone. Because it was like, I guess if you are able to completely turn your brain off, you'd be okay. But then, like, if you thought about anything for a second, it could like ruin it for you.
It makes no sense.
So, like,
The Last Jedi is a trash can movie.
So, say Luke Skywalker, one of his biggest traits is like how forgiving he can be. Like, he forgave Vader and literally brought him back. And like, if you know what Vader's done, like killing kids, blowing up planets, massacring genocides, and Luke was able to bring him back. So
you telling me his
nephew
dream about his nephew, and then
dream about his nephew, and he's like, man, fuck them kids, and tries to kill him. Like, whoa, like that don't make no sense. Like, so it was like a little bit much there. So with some of these movies that are coming out,
and let's not even talk about the absolute fumble Finn was.
Yeah, that's
wasn't he supposed to?
He was supposed to be. They had him set up to be a
son of Mace Windu.
No, he wasn't supposed to be son of Mace Windu. He was just going to be a defective First Order stormtrooper with the ability to become a Jedi.
Yeah,
that's set up. And then Rian Johnson fucking took that shit and said nope, and made him a fucking comic relief and did nothing with it.
There's literally a whole portion of the second movie. I can't even think of the name of it right now because it's just, man, where they go to like a casino planet.
They go to a gambling planet.
They do a whole heist and they fail the heist, and then they go back to help Rey. And it was like, what the hell was any of this for? Like, there was no.
It was so bad.
There was no stakes, no standards, like nothing. They have a whole 30 minutes to whatever how long it was of a whole heist that didn't work out, and they just go, oh well, let's move on with the movie. And I'm like, this is man, not good.
Man.
So the Fantastic Four for me, they should be really easy to make a good movie.
That's what I'm saying that they do, but they get these people who don't care. They always for a fucking paycheck.
Yeah, they do like 5 things right and then completely mess up 5 other things.
It's 3 things right, 4 things wrong.
I don't think casting the female Silver Surfer out the gate was the right move, but it could work in the right context.
I think that was a purpose decision because this obviously is in another universe. And
Exactly.
I think let me not say that 199, whatever the MCU number is,
191 or some
Mhm.
bullshit. Yeah.
something like that. I think Norrin Red is the Silver Surfer, but whatever circumstance to where he become Galactus and
Yeah, yeah,
Cosmic
yeah.
and stuff like it just hasn't happened because
So-
of course of events.
So I'm not against her, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if y'all should have did it this way because
No.
now are you just going to
'Cause
kill
even
her
the
off?
actress, even the actress was like, I don't even know why they cast me a Silver Surfer.
Well,
So,
yeah. And
it
I'm
was
like,
like- she was like-
she's not a bad actress by any means.
No, she's actually not. Ozark was really good. She was great in
Yeah.
Ozark. If
Yeah.
you've seen that show.
But now it's like,
So-
I think a lot of us are expecting her to be killed off rip.
Well,
And
she.
Yeah, I think this
universe gone.
universe is just,
So,
it's
gone.
fucked.
yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not really fair to her. And if y'all was gonna do it this way, I think you should have did the reveal during the movie. Y'all shouldn't
Well,
have
if
shown
you s-
her at
If
all.
you've seen the post credit scene from Thunderbolts,
With the ship.
I have,
that
yeah.
then that answers that tells you exactly how it's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
I have
So- Yeah, we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
So like,
Yeah,
I
you're
feel
not,
like,
dude. Honestly, I ain't
Yeah.
gonna hold you. You're not missing out. That you're really not, bro.
but see,
no
like,
shows, no
Alright,
other
man.
movies.
Any- I'm gonna be honest, bro. Anything past
know.
Endgame, bro, you're good. You're living a good life. Don't worry about it, bro.
Actually,
Don't worry
I've
about
seen the Black Panther 2 came out after Endgame. See, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's
Oh,
fair.
okay,
But other than
yeah.
that, yeah, you're good, bro.
And then like Johnny Storm for me has always been the big playboy of Marvel. Johnny Storm,
And they
you know what? Not even
completely
playboy.
went that away.
Let's call them what they are: a fuck boy. Johnny Storm, Tony Stark, Wolverine. Surprisingly,
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, 200 years, bro. You gonna get it. You gonna get that game.
they
Wolverine's been knocking them down.
She-Hulk. Like
He had,
there's
he
a
had Storm. That's it.
there's a select few people in Marvel where these characters be getting down, and like they said they wanted Johnny Storm to not be as big of a playboy, and I'm like, that's his character though. Like
It
I'm
really
not,
is.
and
Johnny is.
I'm
That's all
like,
he is.
you can
that's why
show.
he's- that's why he's-
traveling through the stars and Johnny fucking on aliens. What
Yes.
are you talking about?
Bro,
And
but
I'm
that's
like-
the whole. But that's his gimmick, though. That's why he's fired because he's a hothead. Like it's in
Yes.
the fucking name.
Yes.
Come on, guys.
And I'm like,
What are we doing
okay,
here?
so if
Like
he's,
context clues are like right here. Are y'all that illiterate? You can't.
it just,
No, I'm done.
so I'm like, you're changing that up, and I'm like, I don't. What type of movie are y'all trying to make? Who is this movie gonna be for?
For the
Because
women.
to me, the original crew of the Avengers and everything, it was like for current fans and trying to draw in new fans, and it was like a decently mixed bag. You had stuff
Yeah.
that honored the lore material, and you had stuff that was just for the MCU. Like I used to
Yeah.
get mad when they were saying the Asgardians were just space aliens and magic wasn't real. And I was like, well, to me, Iron Man's best villain is the Mandarin because it's science versus magic. And like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why it's such a big thing. And then of course what they did with the Mandarin was unspeakable.
But then they course corrected it with
Yeah.
Shang-Chi
Yeah.
and the thing. But
Yeah.
that was kind of whack. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't like that whole angle because
Yeah.
they made him freaking armbands, dude.
Yeah.
Which-
well, I mean,
I didn't-
it's supposed to be rooted in
There's-
like
they're actual
Chinese-
rings.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too.
mythology, or
That's
not
that too.
mythology,
That movie, I'll be honest, that movie disappointed the hell out of me because it only had like two actual kung fu fight Listen, you had two good action fight sequences that actually showed his prowess. It was the bus fight, and then it was the warehouse fight with the dude in the mask. Who we don't even know who the hell that was, but we don't know how that ended. Then you have him show up and go to this hidden area. You have these martial art legends of the Chinese cinema, and they do fuck all with them. I
Yeah.
don't like magic-based combat because I think it's boring as shit.
Yeah.
If you sold me on martial arts, kicks and punches, and the final fight is them throwing around CGI rings, not a fan. Not a fan of that shit. Not at all.
I would be-
That big ass dragon looked like trash. You can't tell me it didn't. And you telling me
I would be-
Homegirl spent like what, a week at that place and shot that shit? No.
I would
Sorry,
be
dog.
inclined to disagree. I mean,
That's fine.
I do agree that there should have been more like fight actions, but
Yes.
I think that they incorporated environmental sequences like the scaffolding scene.
Yeah,
where-
the scaffolding scene was cool. That's what I'm saying.
And it reminds me a lot of like the Jet Li, or not Jet Li,
Jackie Chan, Rush Hour 2.
Jackie Chan. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Reminds me of,
they had
all the
it.
Jackie Chan scenes.
Yeah, that whole that like those two, that's what they sold me on. This is like they told me this is what the movie is, and you show me 2 fights, and then it's nothing for the rest. They find this hidden village, they train in magic, and then it's just a fat ass CGI fight with no hand to hand. They just throwing fucking rings around like this. No, it's stupid. I don't like that. And then you get these Chinese martial art legends in cinema, and you do shit. You got Michelle Yeoh in that shit, and she did nothing.
So
Why? And
with
then
that-
the dude who was in Kung Fu Hustle was in that movie too, and
Yeah.
he dies. What? Like the moment they introduce him, he gets killed, and the dude in the mask gets killed too. What the fuck was his character? Nothing. It was that whole movie was a waste of characters and a waste of casting. I don't like it. They lied to me. That's why we haven't seen a Shang-Chi in the last 4 years. Because it
I would
sucked.
just like to say that I love this discussion, and it very much reminds me of what happens when there's a bad live action anime adaptation.
oh my goodness.
Oh, wait. We're about to get to that. Thank you for that transition, homie. Jason Momoa is going to be in the new Street Fighter movie.
As who?
Don't know
I was
yet.
about to ask.
They don't know yet. But they're going to probably either look at Blanca or Ryu.
I feel like it shouldn't be so hard to make a live action Street Fighter movie.
It's
But
just a bunch of
really,
dudes fighting in the street. That's a Waffle House trip. I
if
don't understand
I-
what the difference is.
if I had to choose a fighting game to have a movie, though, I'd want to see a live action Tekken handled like
Actually, well,
I'd say like
because they're out there. They're
what are we
bad,
at?
but they're out there.
We're on Tekken 8 now, 9.
Yeah, Tekken 8.
I don't know how you would do it exactly, but I think you could get about 5 movies out of those 8 games with the Mishima family, starting with the young Heihachi. And I feel like you could have an entire franchise out of that because throwing each other into that damn
I was about to
volcano and off the cliff, ending
Well,
every
not even
movie
that.
like that would be hilarious to me.
Dude, no, you got to start the third movie with him throwing him out the helicopter.
Yes. But like I feel like it would be doable and it'd be entertaining because they do somewhat have the whole storyline and everything with devils and angels and all this other extra stuff. So I think it would be possible. But with Street Fighter, without like Ryu or Ryu, however you want to pronounce his name nowadays, I'd be hearing both. He's usually been like the main character to me lately. It seems like everybody else is just kind of along for the ride.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of sad that WB handled the Mortal Kombat movie the way they did. Cause
Oh man,
Well, hey, we'll see how the second one comes out. Because I mean, low key, Keith Urban as Johnny Cage.
oh yeah,
Well, not my
Johnny Cage, I don't know.
Not my
how
not my
that
first
works.
choice, but I'm willing to see
Yeah.
because out of everyone in Hollywood, Carl Urban is the only dude who, when it comes to comic books, when it comes to video games, he actually like cares somewhat.
About the characters.
Because when he did Dread,
yeah, he did a good dread.
he did Dread, and they were trying to film scenes where he had his helmet off, and he said, if I take my helmet off, I'm stepping down from the movie because that's not who Dread is. Dread is a personification of law. He has no face. He has a name, a badge, and a gun. That is who he is.
Carl is
and
probably secret goat when it comes to comic and fantasy movies.
Yes. Yes.
He kills like every role he does.
Yeah, he was in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and
Yep.
Star Trek and
Lord of the
Marvel.
Rings, Star Trek, Dread. He was in
Like-
Ragnarok. He was
Yeah.
he's in The Boys.
Yeah, but
Like he's dude's a nerd, man. So that's why I have faith, but obviously he's only going to do as good as the script is.
So my only gripe with him as Johnny was The Miz from WWE. It seemed like
that's what you wanted.
he was
Yeah.
taking the role seriously. I seen him doing some of the lines from the game. He's the right type of persona for that type of character. Where
Yeah.
because Johnny is kind of an asshole. He's
Yeah,
all
do
about
that,
himself.
sure.
Oh, 100%.
There's so some of his fatalities right now is him killing somebody with his action figure, and the
Yeah.
Miz
And then,
literally
the best
had
was
a
the
whole
camera.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is stuff that the Miz already does, and I'm like, I could see him taking this character and doing it justice, but I'm not upset that they chose Carl. I just feel like I think the Miz. I think he really wanted to do this role, and maybe because I was seeing all the clips of him trying and doing all the extra, I'm like, I could like this is the Johnny I'm used to seeing, and Carl, he kills every role. So I'm like, man, it's a hard choice. It's a hard choice. Carl lately,
he's not my first choice, but I'm also not upset because I want to see what he does.
but see, Carl does so whatever role you put him in, he can do it. So
that's
he
what I'm saying.
he can be cartoony, he can be serious, he can play second fiddle, he can take the lead. Like, so I can't. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. But that being said, I did not care for the first Mortal Kombat movie at all. There was.
That's my thing. Like they introduced what is the Adam Cole or what was this? I don't
Yeah.
know what
Adam Cole is a terrible character.
Why did you introduce a new? We don't need a new character. There are
Yeah.
a shit ton of Mortal Kombat characters.
Johnny Cage is literally the catalyst for Mortal Kombat in the story.
Mm-hmm.
He is the newcomer. Everyone else knows about it. Every Mortal Kombat game starts off with Johnny going to the island and going, what is going on here? And that's how you flesh it out every time. So the fact that they added this new character, which is about as interesting as a brick wall.
Yeah, they haven't even explained his powers, and he killed.
Yeah.
He has
like
it's a terrible
So-
suit. It's all Goro.
What
that
gets
Goro-
me when they introduce you to Cole, he's losing backyard MMA fighting. Not main stage, not ESPN, not pay-per-view. This is like, hey, my uncle got a ring. Y'all want to fight and earn some money? It's $2 entry fee. He's losing the regular human people that ain't even like professionals. This is like backyard stuff. We can't even say he fighting overseas. Like, he's just like everybody driving up in pickup trucks and stuff, and he's getting his ass whooped. And then you expect me to believe he be Goro, the Dragon Prince, the undefeated Mr. I won 11 tournaments solo where I didn't leave the ring. I'm like,
man.
like
Why
he
you
was.
Pizzo about to turn off the camera right now. Because I know Pizzo is a Mortal Kombat fiend.
I'm like,
so many things that I would have done
so
completely differently.
like, let me know if I'm wrong. Goro was the one they say, all right, I'm going in, send me your best fighters. I'm not leaving the ring. There is no, you gonna fight this person, this person, this person. Like, y'all gotta beat me. And nobody could beat him, right?
So there was a person called the Great Kung Lao.
Oh yeah.
Yes. The Great Kung Lao. Not the first.
OG.
Not the first.
Right. At first, he was the one that was big dog. And then it got to a point where Goro came around and he won 9 in a row. And if you win 10 in a row,
then
that means,
they
your
fuse.
world becomes merged with Outworld.
Mhm.
So the person that the main character, not the main character, but the main defender of Outworld, the person that is supposed to be the person that Liu Kang, because you have to Liu Kang, he beats Shang Tsung first And then because of his failure, Shao Kahn is like, all right, I'm about to send my biggest hitter. You're not getting past this. He gets past it, and then other events transpire depending on like the interpretation, because they've had like 3 different reboots at this point. But
Yeah.
Not about as much as a Marvel reboot.
but
It's at this point now, especially Mortal Kombat 1. Shit.
that you kill him off beyond me. It's
In the-
completely beyond me.
They kill him in the backyard in Utah in a barn.
That's how you die?
Nigga lost on streetbeefs.com.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That is just
Dude.
beyond me.
Dude, yeah,
But yeah. So I mean, they're doing it too. I already said WB doesn't know what they're doing with the characters. Hopefully, they course correct and it gets good. But I would have done the MK shit completely different.
yeah, everyone else would have.
You got to have a special tattoo to activate your ability.
Oh,
Since when?
dude,
Since when?
the fact that they made it a tattoo and the way to get it is to kill Seth is so, bro.
Yeah, man.
I did enjoy
Kano.
Kano. I did enjoy Kano.
Kano was cool.
Kano was that was one of the better casting choices. Everybody else was not it.
The guy they
Good
chose
enough
for
for Liu Kang
Jax,
for me.
I feel like
No,
was.
not enough Liu Kang.
I feel like
Jax, yeah.
whoever they had write his lines, I feel like had a drunk ass uncle who might have served, but was like a dickhead. Because when he was like, "I did so many tours, bitch," or whatever he says, and like
Yeah.
Smash do
He's like,
that.
he was like, I did
Nobody
4
talks
tours in
that way.
Afghanistan. He's like, I did 4
Nobody
tours in
talks that way.
Afghanistan. You're nothing. I was like, bro, you did just
Ugh.
catch the dude throwing icicles. What are you talking about 4 tours for?
Oh my
You just
god!
froze the entire street and you talking about 4 tours in Afghanistan. Get your shit straight, dude. What are you on about?
Nigga talking about
Nobody.
Uncle Rico.
Yeah,
Napoleon
Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
I
good
was like,
things to
okay.
come out of that was probably Scorpion. Like the Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero,
Those were
if they would have
clean.
kept that plot line,
Those were clean.
That first like 15 minutes where it shows their
Amazing.
origin was the best shit in the world. That was amazing. And then after that, it was fucking whatever.
Which that actor
Oh, what?
has the one who plays
Hanzo
Scorpion.
Hasashi? Yeah,
That
Hanzo
man
Hasashi, yeah.
has been in Hollywood since the 80s and has
Forever.
been killing
Bro,
it.
He's a fucking badass, man.
Yeah.
Like-
If you watch Shogun, he's amazing in that
Yeah.
show.
So they played a highlight tape of all the stuff he's been doing. I was like, I've been a fan of this dude my entire life, apparently, and I
And
just
you
never
didn't even-
know.
Yeah, you just didn't even know. Yeah.
And I was like,
He was in-
man, Rush
he was in the
Hour.
last- Rush Hour. He was Jackie Chan's brother, right?
He fought the Ronin in was it Endgame? I think it was.
In
He
Endgame.
was
That's right.
he was in
He was
John
also
Wick.
in X-Men. He was in
Yep.
X-Men when he fought Wolverine.
Yep.
He was
Yep.
yeah. Bev was like, oh shit. Yeah, see.
Yeah, man.
There was
Yeah,
like
he was, bro,
there
the
was
man's
so
been
many.
killing it in
I can't even
Hollywood.
count them all. I can't even count them
He
all.
was
But I
in-
was like,
He was
holy
in,
crap!
He was in John Wick, Shogun, Mortal Kombat, Last Samurai. Yep, I just talked about X-Men.
It's
He's
just a
been
lot.
in DC too. He's been in fucking everything. Bro's a madman. Like, but so yeah. Speaking of other more movie news, live action Elden Ring is coming out, and A24 is producing it. I don't know how this is going to work with A24.
Yeah, that was
The
my-
amount of budget is not in A24's repertoire. They don't make $200 million movies like this.
yeah.
So, because, and I don't, they better pull something like some kind of movie magic, because I don't understand how you can make a movie based off of exploration. Because there's no no
Yeah.
actual like centered storyline. Your story is in YouTube videos,
Well,
Mhm.
in lore videos.
Well, I think
not-
that's probably what they do is
yeah.
maybe they
but-
watch that
They-
Vidya guy and
Maybe.
start diving into like the lore of the demigods. I think
But even if though, like even the environments themselves will cost a
the
fortune.
sets-
That's
I-
like
I think
I
they
don't
can
know,
do
it's
it.
funny.
I think
There's
they can
certain
do it.
enemies that you have to.
Yeah, there's certain enemies. Yeah,
I think
I better see in live action where
Nigga
dude
not-
just
Nigga not getting past Godfrey for real. I don't know.
Not getting past Godfrey.
Tree Sentinel.
Dude, the
I'm
tree
not
sentinel.
gonna hold
The tree
you.
sentinel.
Boy,
I'm not gonna
Bro,
hold you.
they better have the tree sentinel. That's funny.
Appreciate you so
Bro,
Yeah, they
so.
have they need to read up on everything they can. They need to know how grace works. They need to know how the shattering works. They need to know destined death and fucking
Millennia and Malia, yeah.
now that I'm finishing my Elden Ring playthrough, I've been watching these lore videos. I had no
Idea.
clue how in depth this shit was. Shit was just
Yeah.
happening. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go over here, kill this guy. Little did I know this guy is related to this person, and he betrayed this guy, got sent here, and that's why all of these enemies do these moves. It's so intricate, bro. I don't know
Yeah.
how they explain for the average viewer because
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. But it's like what's crazy to me is like
I don't.
I don't know. All I want to see is homie pull the dragon head and go, "All fathers bear witness." Witness me. Like that's the hardest line ever, dude. Fathers
So-
bear witness. That shit's hard. But anyway, so
So,
it's like
as far as the
Hold
story
on.
goes, though, when it comes
Yeah.
to storytelling, I think A24's got it. Because, like, if you
Yes.
look at some of their movies, Moonlight, I think, had really, really good storytelling between when he's a kid, when he's, we'll say in his 20s, until when he's an older guy. Heretic and Hereditary were fantastic horror movies. Fantastic. And when you want to get weird with different dimensions, different worlds, and things like that, you got everything everywhere all at once,
all at once,
which was fantastic as well. So for them doing Elden Ring,
Mhm.
it's going to be a complete fantasy setting. And they did
the
what,
Green
Civil
Knight.
War or
Can't
whatever?
forget that one.
Yeah. So like I think they can do it, but
Yeah.
I just don't know exactly what type of character they want to follow, what exactly
Yeah, I
they
don't
want to
know.
go through.
Yeah.
Because you can't do one movie with Elden Ring. It can't be one.
No.
At all.
This would
At
fit
all.
more of in a show, and if they actually showed like how the Elden Ring came to be and like the
Mhm.
dynamic, like if they actually if they actually delved into Radon and how his whole Radon's story is fucking tragic, bro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is some top. This is like top tier level shit with Radon. I would watch a show about him any day and how his relationship and just the bullshit that he had, like the rot. Come on, bro. Like that's like everything about. Like, dude, come on with the Millennia fight. Oh man, stop.
And see, that's my thing.
That's what I'm
right? Like,
saying. There's so much you
they have
cannot
pedigree.
cram.
They
Yeah.
have pedigree with storytelling, but Elden Ring is such a massive game. It's
Yeah.
like, how do you divide it up? And they have experience with original IP. To my
Mhm.
knowledge, it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah, they do.
you have to do service to a specific character or anything. You can make anybody anything with
Yeah,
everywhere all at once, which again, amazing, right?
yeah.
But when it comes to this, it's like, okay, people have expectations. Like, are you gonna have is VAR gonna pop up at any point? Are you gonna do the blood, mold storyline that eventually
Oh yeah.
leads to like
Mhm.
Mikola and all of
The
those?
Mikola
people?
fight was amazing, bro. The Mikola fight, yeah.
I think
And
the
I'm
only way that you can really do it justice is out the gate. They need at least $1 billion budget. Sounds crazy, but hold on. No, for real though. You need like
okay.
$1 billion
They
budget.
need that Avatar
and-
budget, 100%. They need that Avatar
and-
budget.
You need to plan for them to have a minimum of 6 movies. At least a minimum of 6.
If they can make it work if they pull the Lord of the Rings card. If they make them 4 hours long
Yeah.
or 3 or something,
Okay.
and they can do
Okay.
3 of them,
If-
you can make it work.
If you do 4 hours long, I wouldn't even say Lord of the Rings.
Or 3.
It'd be
You know what I'm saying, like that length.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If you made it the Lord of the Rings extended,
it'd be
off rip, you can make it 3 movies. But
Hunger Games.
dude, you
The
gotta
Hunger
make that
Games,
money, bro.
they stretched that out, and they did that
Oh,
last
yeah.
book as a part 1 and a part 2. So because Elden Ring, like you can't,
Potter?
if you start cutting it up. Yeah, Harry Potter's another one.
Harry
That's
Potter.
yeah. You would have to.
That was a trend for a while.
You have to choose a character. I don't know who you're gonna be or whatever, but I would say an original character. Like this is our player character is the main star.
Yeah.
I would say start with that, and you need to make them go from movie one, learning, making their way through, and they have to get better and better each movie. Because you just said Harry Potter, right? If you look at the first, I'll say 4 Harry Potter movies, they're still saying spells, they're still learning, they're still casting. The last movies, they ain't saying shit. They flicking that shit, just going. It's just going full tilt. I think you would have to do something like that. Now, when all those are doing well, that's when I think you either do a series on like a HBO Max or somewhere where you're also not going to be restricted, and you do some more background. Because this is kind of like, Marvel did it with the MCU on Disney Plus and all that. But I don't think you can flesh out every single character. But if you want to make money, you're going to find a way to do that. Which is where I think you do the movies with the streaming services together. Because
I agree.
Well, they did it with Batman. Because the Penguin show is phenomenal.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, so, I love the Penguin. That show is so good.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that show. Man.
And the great thing about the Penguin, which is what I say they should do, is if you haven't seen the Batman movie, you don't miss out too much when you watch the Penguin. If you watch Batman, you don't miss out too much if you never watch the other one. It needs to be able to stand on its own, but be there to support each other at the same time.
Right.
So, like, would you say, okay, maybe they split it up by like region and then have like a TV series centered around the region. So like you do Limgrave, maybe the big bad is Margit, and Margit, he hates all tarnish and he wants to get rid of anybody that's destined to be Elden Lord or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And then you do a TV series, maybe explaining the past people that have come and tried to defeat him, or what Margit has done around Limgrave that has affected the different forts and the different ruins and stuff like that are in Limgrave. And then you move on to Caelid, you do Radahn's story. You let Radahn's story play out.
That one needs at least 2 seasons.
I haven't even thought about there's the underground area, like the Siofra River.
You're right. Oh,
and that's why I said there's no way.
Dude, that's what I'm okay. We might have to go the Harry Potter route. There might be like 6 of them shits. Yeah, you're right. Dude, I didn't even think about the ethereal plane or whatever it's called.
God.
Like those freaking Minotaurs were. I hate those motherfuckers. But anyway,
man.
So
the Minotaurs was
killing Pizzo, because Pizzo just did that boss. What was it, last week?
Yeah, the regal ancestor, like the little deer thing or whatever.
Oh, the ancestral deer. Yeah.
So you did that at the end of your playthrough. I never played a Dark Souls game. Somebody bought me Elden Ring to watch me suffer on stream. So for 2 months, I was learning how to play a Dark Souls game, learning how to play Elden Ring. I'm like, I don't know any of the lore or anything what's going on. I'm just wandering around fighting shit. I stumbled upon that area. I was like under level like 40. I don't even remember what level.
Oh my goodness.
I'm in there fighting for my life against these Minotaurs. I'm like if I'm hit once, I'm dead. So I go in there, I'm fighting, I'm dodging everything, and I'm like, okay, what's really the story here? And then I get to that damn boss, and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. This is great. I understand it now. Also,
for the Dan DeVito, I get it. I get it.
It was just
now.
like, just the difficulty in that game was kind of like insane for me.
Yeah.
But I say this all the time. F Elden Ring, I'm never touching that game again. Somebody got to pay me to play that game again, because I couldn't even beat Radahn. That's what made me give up. But
that's valid.
It's such a beautiful game.
That meteor
with
strike is nasty.
The art, the weapons, the armor, the just everything about the game is great. Just the combat for me, I don't like suffering. I like being I like having.
That's fair.
I'm not a masochist. I can't do it.
That's good. Okay, well that wraps
If
up
they,
all
if they
the.
come out with this, I'm watching it.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching it. 100%. I'm going. 100%.
Yeah, they need to die at least 20 times. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They have to have a resurrection feature. They have
200
to.
times.
Mhm.
200 times minimum. But no, that covers up the all the news for the podcast. Now we get into the tier list section, which since we all anime aficionados, as we all like to be a part of, I got us a special one. Characters, anime characters. So we got these are the players. So we got a wide variety of characters here.
Right.
Okay.
Off rip, I'm trying to look for a specific character.
Well, don't say it. Which one?
Marileona. Wait, hold on. Are these just main characters, or
These are like characters just in general.
Okay, never mind. I see who I'm looking for. All right, bet.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got GOAT, double S, S, A, B, C, D, E, F, and shit.
Okay.
So
Shit.
So we're gonna go off rip. Roshi is a GOAT. Even though, he's a human at the end of the day.
Yep.
But we're not going to downplay the fact that he raised Goku. He practically showed him the fundamentals. He unfortunately don't get no bitches, but still a lot of GOATs don't.
Sometimes I wonder about that.
Well, I mean, hey.
He was for sure knocking him down behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, maybe. But I mean, even the fact that he lasted this long in the tournament of power just shows you how much of a badass he is. And he showed Goku the most iconic freaking move in all of anime history. Come on now, it's been upgraded so many times. And you can't forget the man who started it all, your boy Roshi, which is also a good YouTube channel. You should follow it. But, all right. Are we all in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can live with
No
that.
arguments here.
Okay, no problems here. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. He's going to go. He's going to go. He's going to go. Come on.
He's gonna ruffle some feathers, man.
Oh, no, that's what I'm here for.
You got him in GOAT, though?
I got him.
GOAT?
I got him in GOAT.
GOAT?
I think so.
GOAT?
Yes.
What was the argument against GOAT?
He died. He couldn't take it.
Okay, go little bit.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you finish. Is that your only argument? Is that he died?
Nah. Everybody he trained did turn out to be badass, but they all die except Naruto for the most part. That man just. I'm trying to be devil's advocate. It's hard because I do like him. This is hard.
Oh, so you do it on purpose?
Yeah. I'm being a little evil right here.
That's funny. Okay.
So he had his little ass for Sengon and his stupid frog style stuff. It's hard to and he's a super pervert, just like Roshi. So is our GOATs just gonna be based on Diddy status?
I'm gonna stop you right there. There ain't no Diddy status. That man is
Yeah, that's a villain.
That's
a whole villain.
That nigga got so many different charges and shit against him. He's in his own category.
That's so funny.
I know. Nah, but for real though, I give him S. Maybe SS.
At least a double S. A double S.
Maybe SS. But I could see him dropping down from GOAT status. Dang, it's actually hard to hate on him because I do like him. So like it's trolling to hate on him, but like I wouldn't rank him above Orochimaru. Like no, Orochimaru is like GOAT status, can't be stopped. Like even when you kill him, you don't really kill him. Hey, don't give me that
listen,
face.
Listen.
That-
He's not. To be fair, Orochimaru.
You gonna tell me
Even though
Orochimaru
he's-
wasn't a full problem? You gonna
He definitely stayed a problem throughout the entire series. Even in the past, like minus the fact that he's evil. If Orochimaru would have stayed in the leaf, no one would have ever got close to that shit. But then, of course, he did go evil.
And he was giving them hands on the 1v2.
Because he did last against Naruto's freaking Nine Tails form.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know.
I mean,
so that's where I'm like, for like GOAT status, we got to say
But
like
to
top.
But
So-
to be fair, Orochimaru would have got blasted by him.
Woulda,
There's a reason
shoulda,
why. Yes.
coulda, didn't.
Oh God. Damn it. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there. All right, okay. First, before we even get into Jiraiya, I'm gonna need you to stop without the Orochimaru dick riding, okay? Now listen, Orochimaru is a great ninja, right? One of the legendary Sannin, right? You understand? Orochimaru's powerful. He's got the reincarnation chip. He's smart as fuck with the developing different jutsu and the curse mark and all the science shit. Orochimaru was a problem that the Leaf Village left alone because of who? Hiruzen, the bitch ass Sarutobi third Hokage.
That's fair.
Agree.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
nigga right there. He is the reason why Orochimaru did all the evil shit and got away with it. He had a chance to stop Orochimaru. Went to his lab before Orochimaru
Multiple
was
times.
like
Multiple times.
at the legendary Sannin level and was like, I don't want to fight my student. Maybe I can change him good. It was him and his summon. His summon was like, hey, yo, no, we gotta kill this nigga. You trip him. He's been kidnapping children. We gotta, and then it was like, no, I'm gonna let him go, right? And then eventually, he paid the price, did the Reaper Death Seal, incapacitated Orochimaru, but Orochimaru slipped away. Now, I'm not saying Orochimaru isn't powerful. Orochimaru's not a goat. Orochimaru got his ass handed to him. Like, he fought against Naruto. He didn't fight the Nine Tails. He fought a variation of, I think it was the Five Tails, right? And Yamato was there to stop him.
You're right. Yeah, that is true.
Orochimaru got bitched and punked by Itachi. I'm putting Itachi in the GOAT conversation. Itachi had just joined the Akatsuki. Orochimaru was like, ooh, I like you. I want you. I'm finna. Itachi looked at him and said, touch me and I will give you a fate worse than death. Orochimaru was like, you know what? Maybe the Akatsuki ain't for me. I'm good. I know people say feed. By the end of Shippuden, Orochimaru wasn't even a thought anymore. They had bigger problems. Orochimaru was just a side thing. Sasuke beat the shit out of Orochimaru and put him into hiding. Only reason Orochimaru survived after that was because Kabuto was, I don't know, I love Orochimaru. I want to be just like him, and I'm gonna have him do this and
That's
this.
funny.
And I'm his personal assistant. He had a personal nurse that had nursed him back to health, used all this other shit, stole his abilities. Just, man, get out of here. And then, even after Shippuden and Boruto, you know what they did to Orochimaru?
I heard.
They were like,
yeah.
you know what they did to Orochimaru? Naruto was like, oh yeah, Orochimaru's not a threat. Sasuke is like, Orochimaru's not a threat. We'll give him a lab off in the wastelands. We're gonna have him under surveillance 24/7. Because at the end of Shippuden, they had Yamato guarding him. And Yamato was like, yeah, you make a move, like you getting fucked up. They had Orochimaru not locked up in a lab, but under wraps. They knew what he was doing at all times. They monitored him, and he became such a docile character. He became a loving father.
Yep. And he's alive.
Yeah.
And he's alive.
Nah, I ain't gonna say it. No, I was gonna say Jiraiya.
Talk about Orochimaru. Now we're talking back to Jiraiya. You said, all right, well, Jiraiya's dead. All of Jiraiya's students dead except for Naruto. Let's talk about Jiraiya's students then. So, the first student, Nagato. Right?
Dead.
The Nagato, he's dead. You want to know why he's dead? Because one, he had a whatever the
Disease.
fuck cancer
Is that
he had,
disease?
to
Yeah.
where he had,
Bro,
to where he was
yeah.
bedridden. And you
Mhm.
want to know what he did to circumvent that? Create a new jutsu, use the bodies of his dead friends, send chakra signals across the continent to control these puppets that
Mhm.
Pain untouched. Pain was not nobody was fucking with Pain.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Even when Naruto fought, Naruto was like, damn, he giving me the hands. I gotta pull out, you know what I'm saying? When he went up against Jiraiya was like, I know who this is. This is the body of my former student. It's being controlled by Nagato. It's that teacher, I don't
Yeah.
want to kill my student mentality, and was still like, you know, even if I die, I'm going to, you know, sign away. Hey, listen, here's what happens. It's more of these niggas. I'm getting jumped. And it's even still, Jiraiya, like, if Jiraiya really wanted to survive, he could have summoned the Toad, went back to Toad Mountain,
Yeah.
and survived.
The same way Naruto did.
Jiraiya,
Yeah.
the same way Naruto did. But Jiraiya knew that if Nagato didn't kill me, he's coming for the Leaf Village next.
Like right
Yeah.
now.
And-
yeah.
Like right now.
And,
yeah.
and so he had to give everybody time, and he had to sacrifice himself. And you know what I'm saying? Jiraiya went out like a goat
G.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Sacrificed
did.
himself
He
for the
definitely
sake of
did.
the people. Let's talk about his second student, Minato Namikaze, the yellow flash of the leaf. The
Dead.
only nigga
Jesus.
nigga in the entire series to have a flee on sight order across all 5
Dude.
nations.
No, you're
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
A man so fast because he teleported. The third and fourth Raikage used their electric jutsu to amplify their bodies to move faster than the speed of light.
He didn't
The
have to
only
do that.
only person who was faster than him, Minato.
Yep.
Mind you,
everybody-
Minato didn't have any of those boosters. He didn't have any of the tails. He didn't have any of the Uchihas. He didn't have any of the Hashirama cells. He was
Right.
just that nigga.
No chest
Leaf
armor either.
Village Leaf Village was okay. All right. Whatever.
I just
Again,
playing, man.
You want to talk about him dying? He sacrificed himself to save the Leaf Village and
And his
protect everybody from not just any tailed beast, the strongest tailed beast
Mm-hmm.
out of all of them,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was being controlled by Obito.
Yeah.
who was being controlled by Madara,
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
not Obito, Madara. And
Yeah.
even still, and that whole thing of Madara being
That whole
wrong,
thing.
but it's still, but even and like Minato didn't have to sacrifice himself. He did that because the type of seal that he had to do to save his wife, and then his wife's like, "No, I'm finna do it," and then they both sacrificed themselves.
Mhm.
His wife, the Uzumaki clan on their own is like the Leaf Village was so stacked with
Different family
great
tribes
ass
and all that. Yeah.
clans, but the Uzumaki clan, great chakra reserves. Like they were the only reason why they were Jinchuriki, because they had immense amount of chakra and they have regenerative abilities. Minato was like, y'all are really good at seals. I'm going to let nobody else outside of the Uzumaki family could learn those seals except Minato. Minato created the Flying Raijin Jutsu, created the Rasengan, was the youngest Hokage, the strongest ninja alive, and was like, I'm going to sacrifice myself for the good of the village.
Yeah.
He soloed a tailed beast. Nobody out here doing that.
Yeah, it was like jumping on a
the
grenade
nigga
together.
Who taught him the nigga who taught him that? Jiraiya.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I gotta
And
play
then
devil's
Jiraiya's
advocate a
last
little
dude-
bit on it.
Jiraiya, like you want to his students, all of his students could be in the GOAT conversation. Well, not Nagato, but Minato up there, Naruto's
Well,
up there.
If
Naruto-
Nagato would have never got sick, and he
If Nagato would have
Yeah.
never gotten sick, it would have been. And even still, only reason why Nagato lost was because Naruto came, because Naruto was named after Nagato. He's like,
Mhm.
damn, Jiraiya made sure this nigga was named after me. He's finna talk no jutsu. You know what? I've been on a wrong path for years, but to see Jiraiya's lesson in full form in this kid, you know what? You got it, Naruto. You got masterful writing, by the way.
Mhm.
So yeah, Jiraiya, without Jiraiya, the Leaf Village wouldn't be where it is today. Not in terms of ninjas, in terms of power, in terms of who's protecting the village, in terms of just the storylines of the Will of Fire. At Jiraiya's a goat.
Okay, you sold him. You sold him to me. I had to
You
play a
just
little.
know.
I had to play a little devil's advocate. Like let's justify it. So like, if anybody want to question it, yeah, we got a reason he there.
All right, next on the list. If y'all haven't seen what's this anime? Do you guys know where she's from?
Uh,
I don't recognize her.
She's from the show.
Hold
It's
on,
called
hold
the something
on.
Diaries. And it's
Pizzo
about a
has
phone.
something to say real quick.
Oh,
I was just gonna say, I do have something to get into, but I do need to get up out of here. As
Oh,
much as
okay.
I would love to stay and hate on some of these characters, I got somebody
Alright.
looking at me.
no,
right
it's
now,
all
so-
Gucci.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
all right,
I gotta,
Go ahead.
Yep, yep.
yeah.
Go ahead with your PlayStation move.
I appreciate having you.
With your-
I'm not
the
doing
eye,
this. Y'all-
But hey.
with the
Goddamn-
PlayStation Eye, bro, from
Hold on,
PS2.
Hey, real quick. When's your next stream? What can we look forward to?
Oh.
What you got going on?
Yeah.
Where can we find you?
The next stream, twitch.tv/Pizzo Plays around 9:30 CST. Of course, we're going to get into a little bit more Shadow of the Erdtree. I've beaten the base game of Elden Ring. We're getting into the DLC. I might play some other things depending on who hits me up between now and then. But what's for sure and locked in is definitely trying to make some progress on Elden Ring. So, and listen, I appreciate DJN and Pain and Sorrow for having me here. I enjoyed the hell out of myself. Okay, and I look forward to coming back, man.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
I can't wait to have you
We'll
back.
definitely ask both of y'all back because y'all actually, I mean, you live in the space you play, so this stuff is you guys actually can add to the conversation. So we'll definitely have y'all back at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man. Y'all have a amazing rest of the podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
And you have an amazing rest of your night. Be safe, stay black, and don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Which isn't a lot, but continue. But unfortunately, I got the phone call too. I got to wrap this up, so we have to cut this one short. That being said, we're going to keep this on reserve. We're definitely going to come back to this tier list at another time, but we'll make sure that Bevins is back because I need that emotion. I need that. I need it. Bro. So we definitely gotta get it back because he had the receipts, dog. You had no way to play devil's advocate with that.
No.
I knew it was gonna happen because that's what I'm saying. Because I knew that's why I put him in F tier because I put him in. I looked right at Bevins when I went like this. I looked right at him and I was like, I know we're gonna feel this type of way.
Yeah,
so,
I had to poke the bear a little bit. I was expecting some get back. I was like, yeah.
I was getting hot over here.
And I was like, man, it's kind of hard to talk bad about a character you actually like. And I'm like, you know what? Because you able to defend him so well, I'm like, you know what? Let me just poke it a little bit. Poke a little bit. Be all right. But
oh man, but yeah, no, we're gonna cut it here, everybody. So this has been the second episode of The Brave and the Bold. Again, thank you for Bev coming through. We loved having you. We loved hearing your takes. Yeah, of course, man. We loved the fire of Naruto, which is just I know it's your bread and butter. Since I've known you, bro, that Naruto, you can't help it, bro. It's in your blood. It's in your blood, bro. Like there was like the encyclopedia of Naruto, dog. So yeah, it was good having you guys. Again, we'll definitely hit you guys up again.
Same question for you, Bevins. Where can we find you? What's your next stream? Yeah, what you got going on?
Let's see. So you can find me at bevans1221 on all platforms. Twitch is the same, bevans1221. Next stream, Probably gonna be on Monday. I do music Mondays, so we just listen to music and jam. I'll be either playing a chill game in the background, or just people can come and chat and make a whole community playlist. And then every Thursday I do a 12-hour stream on Thursdays, so you can catch me around for that. Except for this upcoming Thursday.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see it. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to bring you back. This has been really fun, and we got to finish the tier list and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we do.
But everybody,
Listen, even if you just want to meet offline, record us doing this tier list and then post it, cool. But like,
hey,
honestly, we might just do a tier list day. We might just do a tier list day.
It's some characters I've seen on there that I'm like,
you was looking for one. Yeah, you was looking for one.
From Black Clover. Mary Leona from Black Clover is GOAT conversation. I'm not taking any other argument.
And knowing the knowledge, he'd probably right. So
facts.
So yeah. Awesome.
But all right, everybody. We gonna get out of here for now. Appreciate y'all for staying by and watching and all that good stuff. We'll see you most likely in 2 weeks for episode 3. Make sure y'all drop follows for Bevins 1221 and Pizzo Plays. Follow me if you don't already. And it's been real. See y'all.
Mental strength in the veins, hearts brave and gold. But match the fears, let the courage appear. Level up from the tears, turn the struggle to cheers. Loading screens of doubt, but the mission is clear. We're the players of life, every move sincere.
All right, everybody. Make sure y'all drop those follows. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Y'all be easy. Mr. Payne, signing out.